fans, it's time for some more action. And as you can see, our beautiful key wall is still intact. All our squad's hopes and dreams still alive. But today, 8 of those squad's dreams will be crushed. And this is EWC, where nothing is granted and everything is earned. Let's get it.
Welcome to the edge of the world, the Esports World Cup, and that championship club trophy rising high as the fans are starting to pour into the boulevard. Everyone is geared up for day 2 of the Black Ops 6 tournament, and we have seen 16 of the world's best teams all duke it out through our first day of action. Today, though, Allie, this is when we start to get serious. This is when we start to send people home.
And this is when we start crushing keys. That's what I'm looking forward to most this weekend, for sure.
Absolutely. We are going to be crushing keys. We are going to be crushing dreams. But for the winners, they're securing serious money. If you make it to the playoff bracket, your team is guaranteed $80,000, and you're in the running for the $600,000 first place prize. We welcome everyone in. I'm your host, Chris Puckett, joined at the desk by Alley Cat and Nameless as always. Nameless, day 2 is a buzz in the green room. All the talent is fired up. How are the players feeling today?
I mean, the players got to be excited, right? Your back's against the wall. You have to get through groups. Everybody wants to be in that single elimination bracket. As Chris mentioned, there's a lot of money up for grabs and a lot of perks as well if you win trying to get into the Heroes Club.
Allie, yesterday we had a 15-hour broadcast, but we've condensed the best moments into our Kadia top plays of the day. Let's take a look at the best moments from day 1. Who are some of the stars that caught your eye?
The stars caught my eye. Honestly, how close that Omen matches was, but obviously 100 Thieves and Kismet doing what he could for Gentlemates. We saw an incredible showing by him in Lunars, and then Cloud9 with the new addition in Gwen absolutely dominating some competition, but did fall short versus Optic Tech.
Yeah, we're showing some top plays here. Shotzi in that search and destroy was going off. 15 kills with 4 first bloods. Jumping over here in this matchup versus Breach. You know, I thought in the first match that Koi had, Abe didn't have the best performance. In the match versus Breach, absolutely he played great when you watched him there. And, you know, think about this Koi team. This is a team that when you now have Kleenex on the flex roll, he can just play more aggressive and Insight can just be comfortable. It feels like they've sort of catapulted into one of our favorites, Chris.
They got top 3 with 2 different rosters. They picked up Mercules for one event, rode that all the way to a championship Sunday. Movie Star Koi is locked into the playoff bracket, but teams like Boston still have to fight for their lives today.
Yeah, they do.
Gigawake and crew get back on track?
They can, but I think they're vulnerable. I mean, this Boston team, you got 3-0'd. I mean, you're coming off of a top 3 at the last tournament where you won a lot of game 5s and a lot of search and destroys.
Yeah.
You have to figure out the respawn at some point, and it doesn't feel like they have yet.
Movie Star Koi able to clutch up in those round 11s. They make it into the playoff bracket. Everyone who failed, though, is still playing today for their spot in the final 8. Before we get to the games, though, let's take a look at all of the emotion that was poured out on the stage in our Bravia reactions. And Ed, you can just see how much this meant to all of the players. Our eyes, though, were on the challengers, guys, the amateurs that are coming on to the big stage. How do you think they played under the lights, Allie?
I think they played pretty great. We got some really exciting moments from a lot of our teams. Obviously, I think the biggest moment is when Omen was going up against FaZe and we went all the way to a game 5, sweating if you are an Atlanta FaZe fan. But even having the addition of coaches, their reactions on stage, I thankfully was in the venue when Clay and Falcons were playing, and the energy was absolutely unmatched.
Can I just toot my own horn here? I was the one who got coaches on the stage for this event.
Oh, yeah?
I messaged Daniel Say, I said, please do it. It will enhance the production. Clayster on stage reacting to TJ's clutch shots was the perfect example of that. You can see Karma getting involved behind the Optic guys. Legends of the scene, still a part of it, not necessarily on the controller, but still in control of their squads.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me really happy. You know, like I said, these guys are in the trenches with them. And, you know, yesterday you got to see Ray also in their match versus Thieves just getting super hype. Like, it's just an awesome element to this show, and I hope it continues. And you can see Group A here. Optic made it through pretty easy, but if you look down low, Cloud9, it looks like they're going to have an advantage in either of those matchups.
Yeah, they should be head and shoulders above G2 Esports. They beat them down in the opening round, and then 5 Fears couldn't really contend with Optic. That Cloud9 Optic match, if you're looking at the numbers, it was fairly close despite the
coffee on this cold day today. Oh, yeah. I know. It is actually, I'm glad.
Players who have competed at a high
بعد الخسارة، لكن إن شاء الله اليوم بنعوضكم إن شاء الله. عندنا تحديين اللي هو وار أول شيء، وبعدين بفكر بعد إذا فزنا ضد بوستن. كلنا يحتاج حضوركم ودعمكم، ما يحتاج اصلا اقول ما شاء الله تبارك الله. في الاوقات الصعبه دائما تلقى جمهور فالكون. الله يسعدكم وان شاء الله اليوم بنسعدكم باذن الله ونطلع فرحانين.
All right, y'all, let's get the match started.
At the start of the year, we saw 7 players from Saudi Arabia cycling in and out of the Falcons roster. Exit is the last man standing, and Nameless, you mentioned it during the interview. His English has gotten so much better, so improved over this season.
Yeah, and his comms as well, right?
Yeah.
Like he's put in a ton of work, right? Like obviously trying to get better at communication and also trying to get better as an individual, and now trying to play like a different role. I know he said he started off playing, flex for 2 years, but it's a different story when you're playing it in the pro league. I mean, Exit is just leaps and bounds. He's improved so much throughout the year, and now this is the best team that he's been on, and they're looking to do some damage in front of this crowd. So for Falcons, they have to show up today, and more importantly, the hard point has to show up. I mean, I think they've lost 13 in a row.
Let's keep it a buck here, Ali. They have been struggling in that.
Reputations are either made or crushed. And we've got a vocal crowd here in the building. Are we ready to start our first matchup? Hold on a second. You were noisy a second ago. Are you ready to start?
I think we're ready to bring out the first team. They got top 3 all year long in their league. No flash, just fundamentals. Please welcome Team 1.
Talk about a home crowd advantage. Soaring onto the stage is Team Falcons.
No room for error. Our first key will be crushed. This is where EWC comes alive. Let's begin.
Let's get things going here. Day number 2 in Riyadh. We're going to break some hearts and smash some keys. And it starts with what could be a really intriguing matchup. Team Falcons, one of the worst teams from the league, not finding much success with their initial roster. Make a big change. Don't find much success with that roster. Whereas Team War, one of the most successful challengers teams of the year, but find themselves having to sub in 2 players last second. I'm Schiff with me, Ton. Brother, how we feeling?
Oh, we're feeling interested to see how this game's going to go down. It's going to be a curious one, because I think for the side of the Falcons, all right, they didn't look too great in their first game. They've got themselves now to this stage up against a Team War team. And with all due respect, I feel as if Falcons have been a bit fortunate in the sense that, okay, you've got that advantage of the... I mean, Team War have had to make those changes, right?
Yeah.
Their coach is playing for them. The coach is a good player in his own right, of course. But, I mean, that's a huge thing for Team War to have to adapt to very late in the day.
And I do want to just talk about Big Ray here on screen, because as much as there's been the word coach thrown around,
He's a player.
He's a player. He literally comes in as a quote-unquote coach kind of last second for the squad. He played all year long. Top 12s, top 16s at the LAN events that had happened. Not the greatest of placements in the elites, but made every single Challengers elite in North America. So there is a level of, again, it's not like a situation where we're talking about some the Marky B situation where he's filling in last second and hasn't played, competitively in a couple of years. It's been a couple of months at worst for Bink. And to be fair, he did look good yesterday, so not a bad substitute in terms of kind of trying to find the value for making this Team War team still feel like a significant powerhouse out of Challengers.
Should be interesting to see how he does slot into that role. And I think, though, if you are Team War, you look at their opportunity here. They could really spoil the hometown crowd's vibe this morning, very, very early doors. And I think it's one of those maps that they sort of say, or matches, I should say, they'll say to themselves, right, okay, we can do something here. Falcons have been a struggle, but, I mean, at the same time, you got guys like Fred. This man is a world champion.
You got a couple of world champions.
Caliber is there.
Yeah, you've got Fred, you've got Arcides, you've got Assault. Now, there are some world champs on the stage, but I think it's just one of those things that just kind of leaning into what you're talking about. Like, this would be a huge disappointment for Team Falcons to come out and lose to a Challengers team that is not playing at their full force, let alone the fact that if Bink's not coaching, then you've got Kevin Pichardo behind you. I'll tell you, that guy doesn't know much about COD. He knows a little bit about COD, but he's not the usual guy that you want in your ear. I'll tell you that much.
No, I think with all due respect to Kev, good friend of the broadcast team, in fairness. Not the best golfer we've ever seen, but, that's besides the other point. But realistically, look, that is still one of those things that Kev's got to sort of slot himself in there. It is a valid point. It's not going to be off a great deal outside of the vibes, but that can be important.
No, for sure. And I think just to the other side of this, we talk about just the long losing streak that Falcons have unfortunately found themselves in the midst of throughout the entirety of this year, really, for the most part. But you're looking at a player like Brett on the other side of the stage, and he's looking at you like, I don't belong here.
Yeah. He's going to look at you like he wants to eat you alive.
Correct. I'm going to absolutely dominate. I mean, that's the player I'm watching for this matchup in particular. Like, he should have no worries running through this series and establishing himself as a main SMG in the league. TJ is kind of the same situation, though, at the same point. Has been there, done that in a number of ways. He's had a couple of really consistent years. The real question mark is, can Exton perform in front of the home crowd? And I know that he's feeling the vibes, and he's going to be the first one to start roaring.
I wonder, for Exton, it will be a bit of a superpower having this crowd behind you, but is it a pressure thing as well, right? I mean, you are the one representing your home region over the entire league.
Yeah.
There's nobody else. So that pressure could be quite high on Exton's shoulders. Of course, over the start of the season, I would have loved to. I mean, we've had this discussion, and as somebody who kind of casted over Falcons quite a bit when they were in the Tier 2 side of things, coming up through the European side, watching him and Kicks especially, I really wonder how things could have gone better with Kicks this year, potentially. The guy was a player.
Yeah, he absolutely was. Young gun, flexible. I think there's a lot of us that were looking at, him and Exton
he was
together.
The number one.
Without question. Absolutely. But I know that there was a lot of questions about where are Falcons weakest with that initial roster? And it's do you put Kicks back onto an SMG? Because let's be honest, the first quarter of the year, we were talking SMGs. SMGs. And watching Kicks dominate with an AR was great, but it was does it add any fuel? Obviously not part of the conversation for quite some time. And to be fair, Exton stepped up when he needed to.
100%.
Not just with the full Saudi Arabian roster, but I think he's also shown that in the midst of world champions in the roster with him now, he's still hanging. He's still not more than just hanging. He's putting together a really solid opening debut rookie season.
Yeah, 100%. I think, realistically speaking, if you were to take the whole Falcons kind of side things out of it, a very good player in his own right, 100%. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how today does go down, though. We have a couple of problems with the lobby. We'll get things up and running again, but the crowd very much getting behind their main man.
Let's put into scope a little bit more zoomed out here. This group kind of in total, because yes, you've got, again, the heavy favorite in the group already qualified through. There's no worries there. Do you see an extension of either of these two teams, depending who wins, to get through the next qualifier match and get into the playoff bracket? Because it still feels like an arduous test still awaits them.
Yeah, it is. I think realistically, Boston yesterday didn't impress me massively in their final game, but we've seen what they looked like in their game up against, obviously, Team Wall. Falcons again against Movistar. It was kind of very, very simple for both those two teams to get through to that winners match. Obviously, Boston have dropped down. The winner of this will play Boston.
Yep.
I think it's going to be still a very tough matchup for whoever gets through. Boston are a solid team and only beaten by a very good team in Movistar Cup.
Yeah, they definitely have stepped up, and like the desk was talking about, they may have really established themselves with Abe in the mix and a new identity as being, at least top 4 team. Obviously, you can say that with where they find themselves in the playoff bracket, but could be a dark horse to potentially surprise some of the top dogs based on how they looked in the first 2 matches. So some things to kind of consider in terms of the group at large. Again, the B stream is also going on. They're going to be focused on Group A's track through this first elimination. But of course, we'll do Group C and Group D afterwards. The big news here, though, really is on the keys. You lose here, it's subject to the crusher, and you're done. With really minimal amounts of, hey, we did it, you got here, but did you? It's just people forget about who finishes top 16 really quickly.
Yeah, 100%. I think you definitely don't want to be one of the first teams out. That is just the scenario that everybody comes into this tournament and kind of, well, you'd be thinking to yourself, just do not want to be those teams. Those first keys crushed. And I tell you, we were here obviously a couple of weeks ago. I was here in week number 1 as well. When those keys crush, they make a pop.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, it's different than last year.
It actually caught me off guard a little bit. I was sat in the green room, literally 2-3 rooms down, and I heard them at the end. And it really does go through you. And you don't want it to be going through you when it is your key. That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely the case. little bit more history kind of to talk about from last year to this year. We mentioned it a little bit, you know, kind of talking about the Challengers teams that have a chance to play up against the established league veterans. Last year, not a single Challengers team made it to the playoff bracket, but there were a couple of Challengers teams who did beat pro squads. In particular, Gentlemen's had taken down G2, Stallions had beat Heretics, and Lore Gaming had beaten Falcons. So there is a level of, you know, what do you look at in terms of, now granted that Falcons team was a Challengers team at that point in time, but still by organizational claim, that was the only real kind of quote unquote upsets that we had were Gentlemates and Stallions in particular. But a level of the Falcons trying to get their first win on the EWC stage here.
Yeah, and it would be massive for them if they can actually get that done. I think at the same time, if we're going to start talking about some of the maps, that kind of thing, you've got to look for Team War to have a potential opportunity in this hardpoint. That's where you've got to believe.
Sure,
right?
sure.
I mean, we can talk about Vegas as everybody kind of knows. 15 maps in a row they've lost now in hardpoint. You look over towards yesterday, what was the map that Team War took off Boston? It's map number 1 in hardpoint.
Map 1 in hardpoint.
So there is a strength that is going to lie there in the weakness that there is there for the CDL team in Falcons. So there's an opportunity here for Team War. I think realistically speaking, we will still be looking at Falcons as the favorites for this matchup. But we have to understand their weakness is a major one. And if Team War can exploit that, Falcons could be in a lot of trouble early on.
No, I agree with you. And I think especially because this Falcons team has been very predictable. They like to play Skyline. They like to play Vault. It's been the most routine map inside their hardpoint map pool. We don't have either of those in this one. It's a Hacienda and a Rewind in that order. And for Team War, there's a level of, kind of talking about their hardpoint. This was the map that they got body slammed on. I mean, it was like 250 to 105 or something like that. Like, they did not look good at all. So there's a level of trying to find a way to get yourself tuned back up again after the very short night and find a way to come out and do better. Just play better COD, like flat out. And that's difficult because, again, you're playing with 2 substitutes. You don't really have the rehearsal etiquette and the reps that a team like Falcons was going to have.
Game almost ready to go. Not to make any promises, but we are very much nearly there. Should be an interesting series, but my goodness, there's a lot on the line here.
Indeed there is. And the stage is starting to get lit up, so we'll head on down to our hosts to give us the news.
Hello, guys. Yeah, you're right. You did just say there's a lot on the line here, and we need to talk about some of it. In front of this pocket of Falcons fans that are just blowing the roof off this place, of course, this trophy is a big part of what's at stake here, the $1.8 million prize pool too. But we need to talk about club championship fancy. The Falcons are the defending champions from last year, and they could be in trouble.
Absolutely, and their key is different. They got the champions key. It's not just like any other key. And if they get to crush this key, it's going to be the first ever key in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 at EWC 25 that it gets crushed on this stage. So will it be a champions key that gets crushed? Will it be just an ordinary key? We're about to find out.
Well, I mean, it'd be quite brutal, wouldn't it? Because you've got this packed out crowd supporting Falcons. And if they lose here to Team War, they will have to watch as their key gets crushed in front of all of them. Absolutely. It's the beautiful beauty, the beautiful brutalness, I'm going to say, of EWC. In fact, should we talk to the crowd? What do you think?
Absolutely. And I mean, championship points are crucial to Falcons right now. They haven't been doing well in the first 2 weeks of EWC as a whole. And if you remember last year, they were able to lock a tournament on the first week of EWC 24. And it's week 3, and they still don't have a trophy, so they're still not eligible to win it. So things are on the line right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk to the crowd.
Go on, do it, Fancy. Let's
All
see.
right. Guys, do you think that Falcons will win this match? I don't think that was loud enough. If you think Falcons will win, make some noise! There you go.
Wait. Is there anybody? I want to make sure is there anybody here supporting Team War? Hey, you 3, we love you, all right? But let me just double check. Team Falcons, are we ready? Let's get right back into this one. It is time to officially kick things off with our casters.
Ian, Fancy, thank you guys so much. Yeah, we're ready to go up here. I'll tell you what, I mean, we may not be right there in the venue, but we can feel the energy circulating around the boulevard all the way across the scene as we're getting ready to go for our Hacienda hardpoint.
Oh, we're a building along and a box along, and I feel the vibrations. I'm ready to get into this one. This should be a super exciting game between these two teams. I think both of them are in that position for a reason. That group is a difficult one, no doubt. But now heading into this, are they going to be able to step their game up and find a way through this group? This first game is that first step.
Absolutely the case. And again, it's just across the board. When we look at Falcons, we talked about their hardpoint record. It's been bad, to put it plainly. But it's just the fact that they're not rotating well, they're not holding well, they're not breaking well. Nothing is going right for them. So now you got a chance to find a chance to get into the mix, take down a challenger team that's at a vulnerable point in their roster with no excuses. You've got 2 world champions, and you've got an opportunity to really step things up and pop off here on the main stage in front of your crowd. Let's get things going. We got Team Falcons, Timor. Let's get it on.
Really interested to see how Exnet is going to perform. I think, it's realistic. You have to sort of say there is an expectation level from that crowd. And he's going to have to bring his A game because I mean, Team Moore yesterday, as mentioned, they took the first map up against Boston in that hard point. After that, things didn't go too hot, yes, but they more than have the ability to find something here up against the CDL squad in Team Falcons.
See what we get. Opening not terrible here for Team Moore, able to find a little bit of time on the open fountain. Backup is provided, and now it's just down to the rest of Falcons coming off of a very bad spawn by Boathouse. Trying to get some damage done, and how about it? TJ, nice little double, opens up the hard point. Unfriendly name to have something over the top, and an opportunity to kind of get across the map here, but Team Moore have backed off with 8 seconds remaining, just trying to play for the P2 setup.
Hard to find that kill of Curiosities. Gets a little bit of good timing on Assault. Oh, they finds the head of Liam as well. Great shots coming in from Arcides, and the break should now be there. The spawns will flip. Nice play from Falcons.
Way too easy right there for Falcons. I mean, if you're looking at that from Team Moore's perspective,
yeah,
you backed off 15 seconds ago, barely even found a kill off the power positions that you're able to hold on to. TJ pushing up, dealt with by Big Snade. Difficult gunfight for Exton. Didn't like the look of that through the rafters, so we'll step away, head over to the hard point. Real able to get back in for Team Moore. Looking for 2, but no. Exton able to shut that down. Now Help is on the way with the quick spawns. Damage in. TJ able to try to follow up. Not able to get both, but has a chance to get forward, and then we'll eventually find the final kill. So good moment here for Falcons with 20 seconds remaining.
This is steady from Falcons once they found a way through, but I agree with you. For Team Moore, that was far too easy. Folded like a wet paper bag over towards Garage. You cannot be doing that. You're going to have to take your opportunities, and P2 was one of them. You're not going to get it. Big scoring points coming in from Falcons there. As we now head over towards P3, we're over towards the fences. It's a bit of a 50-50.
And I was about to say, it doesn't just feel like it was too easy for Falcons. It's just the tempo that you're starting to see from the SFGs. Yeah, I think all of us wanted that one from TJ. But Pred, TJ, and now Exton swapping back and forth between both weapons. Getting the job done immediately from 2 to 3, and Team Moore is just, they are not looking good right now.
Now they're a bit all over the place. Pred now 8 and 2, starting to warm up the third. Was on the chopping block, does not find it. Falcons maybe came in cold in the very first hill, but since then, you are right, far too easy.
Yeah, it's just, we're not shooting back right now after Team Moore. TJ's feeling like he can challenge everything. Pred feels like a god on the map, I'm sure, and if I'll tell you, TJ spins and finds that kill, yeah. You may as well just start talking about map number 2. Pred still on 5 in a row, halfway towards the Hellstorm, and just dancing outside the hard point, playing off the information. Now has the AR in hand. Think giving a bit of a workout, but let Exit take care of it at full HP, and there's just not a kill to speak of for Team Moore.
That was nice there. Managed to actually dip and dive a bit for each other to get that initial control. They need a good hill hold somewhere down this line. Things are not clicking right now for Team Moore, but they do have control over towards the P4 side. The side now of Falcons, though, can you pick your way through? Red looking for that player that is lingering in off the spawn, but here he comes from the side, though. Can he find anything? No. 3 kills. And a very, very decent hold from Team Moore.
Yeah,
points on the line.
Needed this badly. So a nice moment from Two Real, former pro player. Been sitting in Challengers now for quite some time. Throwing his weight around just a touch as Neum, one of the more promising young guns in the Challengers, has been kind of stuck playing with a couple of mixed match rosters throughout the Challengers year to this point, but had really impressed us in day number 1 here at EWC. Big following up off his own damage, does get traded. Assault falls, and that's going to be enough for Arcides and the rest of Team Falcons to push through, but Two Real shuts down the play. 5 in a row for him with 1 more in front, waiting for the regen. Good play, and Two Real will have a 6 in a row.
Oh, well, you have the fault as well. TJ is going to find the kill. 2 seconds to play for, so not a great deal lost there from the side of Team War. And that's the hill he needed. We said it. You need to see a very good hold somewhere along the line. Falcons are running away with it, but now they put themselves well. Truly back in contention. I think up top here, just trying to get something going over towards P1. You can already see Pred trying to make the move.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a wake-up, bit of a spark right there from Two Real as Team Moore just about 30 seconds down. 2Real almost able to snap up towards Arcades, but Pred combining with him will find 3 of the 4. Oh, as I say, Assault looks like he's going to get caught throwing nades, but they'll be able to get a little bit of help from 2Real. And an opportunity here for the rest of Team War to try to work their way through open hall and find a way over back towards Fountain Orders to play for the P2 rotation.
Yeah, it looked as if they were going to find the push through water, but they just went straight through the middle of the map. Exnet's caught unawares, and all of a sudden, the numbers aren't here for Team War. They lose a bit of time over towards P1, but these are good kills to find. P2 now very much in their hands, but it was last time, Alan, they lost it very quick.
Yeah, this is a big moment right here for Team War. They do shut down Pred, finding 3 in a row, but the spawns will still be out for Team War. Nice shots from Assault. Trying to get a read on where the rest of this Falcons squad is, and they just don't read it at all. The player on the back was never there. The spawns were not anticipated, and Team Falcons able to take benefit of that.
Yeah, the spawns have been there for Falcons for quite some time as well. You would have thought communication would come through. He's on your right-hand side. They're pushing up the driveway. That has resulted now in Team Falcons in complete control of P2 again. Things are looking bleak for Team War now. That one decent hold is not going to nearly be enough.
No, especially with 30 seconds of the fight, and it's getting picked apart. Not able to get a proper setup as Team War, and this is not what you want to see. You've got a player already on rotation to new. So we're really not even giving this an effort, and that's going to mean that Team Falcons will be around the 170 mark, if not higher than that, if they get the rotation quickly over to 3 like they had last time.
Pred sitting at 19-6.
I'm telling you.
Guys, absolutely terrorizing Team War. DJ starting to make some moves here as well, but Team Falcons got to go through a setup that Team War well have been constructing for some time. So they need to make sure they make it count. DJ can't find his way through. 2Real will find one. Extend is there for the trade. Falcons here in numbers.
But against another setup for Team War, you rotated 30 seconds ago, and you've already lost spawns. So now you have to hold from inside the hard point. Team Falcons are going to have the numbers to get back to fight this 4v3 a little bit sooner. And with the Hellstorm in, that's going to be an immediate break, plus a slice from Arcades 4 in a row. Almost gets the gun up in time to find 2Real as well. But that's just another moment where Team War just looked completely out of sorts.
Have not been able to get anything going. It's been far too easy for Falcons. Exiting down a 3 sprint, trying to stay alive over towards the fence's side. But right now, Team War are flapping to try and find a way back into this game. It is far too easy. And for Pred, he's like, yeah, you remember I'm a world champion, no problem. So easy right now for Falcons. 5-3 for Exnet, 5-3 for Pred. This time they're the first ones over towards this Rock Hill. This is the only time that War really got on that first rotation. Eventually get themselves in. They need a full 60 here.
Yeah, I was going to say a little bit of a self-nade coming through to get the double off the initial battle for the hard point. Follow-up from 2Real is decent. Pred gets pushed back, but still on 6 in a row. Eventually shut down, and yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, what, 50 of the seconds so far that Team War have earned have come by way of P4. The other bit of it came from P1. Like, they just have found a lot of success on this Rock Hill, and they need it bad.
It is sort of keeping them in the game, though, isn't it?
It is.
It's not necessarily that it's out the realm of possibility, especially you pick up this next 25. And just, what, 50 behind? Doable. Very doable. It's one good P2 hold. They've actually put themselves in positions to be able to actually do something good at P2 and have not executed well enough. Okay, they find a great amount of time there. Falcons not able to find any kind of inroads. Team War, if you can bring this over towards P2, we got a tag.
It's the same stories that we talked about with Vault, though, yesterday with Boston. It's like you can't just win this map by doing well on P4. You have to win a P2 or a P3. And so far, in the couple of instances where Team War have defaulted for playing for early rotations, they have not held their setup. So lots of curiosity and concern, especially with Falcons already over the 200-point mark, earning a lot of time on P1.
And that's the thing, when you get into a third rotation, P1 starts to become a lot more important,
yeah, it does.
right? You can start to get yourself a little bit of a hold. You chip away at those points, any point past 200. Feels like a couple. Now for the side of Team War, trying to find a way back through, but this is a bit easy right now for Falcons. They've been soaking time, hand over fist. Still inside of the point, still getting time at P1. That's like 20, 30 seconds so far.
Yeah, and now you have to rotate and play through old if your Team War has to fight the war on 2 fronts, and Pred snap it, 27 and 10. Holy, how about that as Team Falcons looking to, again, just play this from leader's advantage. Still soaking time, still putting pressure on Tanu, and these long routes from Team War would have been great if it was the second set of hills, but we're at the end of the game. We got to go quick.
We got to try and make their move. They lose the spawn fight. Extend will find 2Real. Over towards this side, though, can they manage to find a way through? A couple of kills are going their way. A 2-3-4 and rising for Team Falcons if they can get themselves inside the point, but Team War still just about holding on.
Yeah, just from the front though, because again, Falcons able to establish control of the spawns. DJ off the regen, waiting for help, gets the contest, doesn't predict the correct corner, but the follow-up is there. Assault, 2Real, trying to keep themselves alive, but the break has come through. One more hit, it's from the side door. Arcity is good for the opener. Doesn't expect the quick exchange though with 2Real in the mix. Still winnable though from Team Falcons as they find their break.
Managed to find a breakthrough, but Pred has managed to get rid of one of his teammates. Doing everything he possibly can on the map, but they are 10 seconds away now. One final push from Team War.
Backstage, does he do it himself? Almost. Arcity's looking to go for the 1v2 just to possibly put this game out of reach, but no. It will be one last lifeline for Team War. Problem is, the spawns have flipped again, and now they got to make the long journey over the fences.
Yeah, it's always that tough battle uphill towards the last stages of a hard point. If you find yourself, 70, 80 behind, and the opposition are only 10 away, it's a small amount of scrap time. That's all they need. You have to break through the setup.
Oh, and they have.
Coming through.
And they've also gotten at least one player to spawn up from behind, but no. Going to be taken down. Exit, trying to watch the corner. Quick trade from Bink, but the last couple of seconds surely going to come through for Team Falcons, and yes, it will. P2, P3, the linchpin for success as Falcons fly away with map number 1.
Good performance from Falcons. Shake of the head from Clay. But is that a shake of the head at the opposition? That's the first win on hardpoint in 16 maps for Falcons.
Yeesh. And it's just one of those matchups again. Like, I hate to just kind of go back to what we said at the very beginning, but you know Pred is looking at Neum, Assault, 2Real, and Beacon saying, yo, bet. Like,
cutting his teeth.
Dude. Yeah, exactly. Wow, I heard that through your microphone. But, I mean, that's just, again, you get fuel from Pred immediately at just a different level of ball game. We're playing a different level of Call of Duty right now if you're Pred against these guys. And he tees off right behind him, though, the whole way is TJ setting the tone, setting the pace. And then RCD's and XNet just casually doing the dirty jork, just rotating, finding the hill time, letting the SMGs fry. That's a hell of an opener.
Clay appreciating what he's seeing from Falcons. And they need to bring their A game continuously here. I think a good start to their day is imperative, to be honest with you. They will be coming into this absolute favorites. Yes, we do know that. But a good result here, as in a convincing win, is important. I think they need a little bit of momentum behind them today.
Yeah, absolutely the case. I mean, it's going to be a long path. And I think the thing about it, is zooming out a little bit from this particular matchup, you look at a Boston team that's waiting for the winner of these two squads, and Boston should be feeling just as confident based on their recent third place finish. Obviously, they fall a little bit short versus Movie Star Koi, but I think they look at themselves in terms of how do we match up against the Falcons or a war. They should be feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. Like, there's a lot of potential fuel in this fan base for this Falcons team to continue through not just this matchup, but extend the energy into a pivotal one versus Boston, pending they win here.
I think something, and maybe I'm looking far too far in the future, but I think if you look at the matchup, if we do get it, the Search and Destroy is going to be massive. Obviously, Boston have been struggling there. That's something for Falcons to potentially have a look at. Well, I mean, look, that's a bit further down the road, but a potential matchup if they can get past Team War.
I think the thing, too, is, talking about the Search and Destroy now as we obviously put that into the immediate focus, it's been where Vegas has been the best over the year. I mean, a couple of wins here and there throughout, even a couple of decent squads. But you look at the map set for this particular best of 5, we've got a dealership coming up next, which is, a map that obviously very recently added to the pool. To be fair, Falcons have played it quite a bit. I think the thing about it is, regardless of your rehearsal reps, where you've had success versus failures as Falcons, you're playing up against a team that had to make last-minute substitutions. And when that happens, usually the Search and Destroy playbook is very thin.
Yeah, I would imagine it is. These players on the opposite side, those do still have plenty of experience. We're talking about the world champion and Pred. World champion behind them in Clayster. Arcity's a world champion himself. On the other side, we got Assault. I remember. I was there. It happened. The guy was incredible that tournament. That was a long time ago.
It was
I'm feeling
6
old.
years ago, bro.
Is it that long ago?
2018. 7 years ago?
Might be 7.
Oh,
it is 7.
my God.
It is 2025. We are in our 30s.
Oh, no. Let's not talk about that. I mean, it's just been interesting, taking a look at the history and the competitive career of an Adam Assault. Because, again, you're right. Like, world champion MVP from that tournament. But since that point, largely been quiet. And in and out of challengers, But here we go. Right on into round number 1 of the dealership, and quick pace and tempo being established by Falcons as TJ gets a pretty decent look here at Team War over towards the B entrance, Pred on the crossfire, and Team War need to make a decision if we're really going to commit through this double SMG setup or not.
They really still want to. There's no pressure coming in over towards the CSR, but you got to back up. Like, I mean, immediately you got the information and you still tried to play with fire. They will now back up, and now in a 3v4 scenario, Team Falcons smell blood in the water.
RCD's a little bit of trouble getting into the vent. Finds a couple of toe tags, also confirms the information that the rotation to A is underway. Long flank on the way to Real, get a chase behind it, but shut down by Pred. And there's just no help here from Big. He's trying to get back around the corner, and he's being hunted.
I was a bit confused at what the plan was there with the bomb for 2 Real, right? I mean,
no clue.
You got RCD's over towards the backside. You got somebody watching the flank. I'm not quite sure what the plan was, but Exnid will foil any further plan you would imagine that Team War had in this round. Assault left in the 1 versus 3.
Yeah, and he's stuck. Does have the bomb to play with, but not a lot of time to make a plan happen. So he's going to have to commit to A. He's going to have to go quickly. TJ in his way. Likely to be the first and maybe even last line of defense that's needed, and that's indeed the case. Yeah, it's just quick tempo, quick pace. Both SMGs for Falcons arguing with Team War right at the front of the archways. And Team War, are we going? Are we not going? What are we doing? Then Extend rotates over, easy first blood.
Again, it's just a moment where 2 Real moves there for me. I'm not too sure why. I felt like not necessarily established control today, but somewhat, right? You know, you had some bodies in and around it. You had some RCDs over towards the backside, Washington push. I think at that moment you are in a 3 versus 4, get that bomb down and fight that pressure to come through.
The offensive play is going to look like for Falcons. Trophy system earned, quick play through mid. Again, it's a deep play through mid, and War have no eyes on this whatsoever. Yeah, this is just an SMG heaven right now. Falcons just no respect. That's play 1 of the playbook. That's the we're better than you. Let's run them down, and it works.
Fish in a barrel over towards B.
For real.
That's literally how it does get. I mean, they just run through, and there's nobody challenging that mid. I mean, realistically speaking, there was 3 of them there. It would have been tough on your own anyway. But you find a pick, and then almost you have that information. But they weren't really there to find information or a pick at all. Just no presence in the middle of the map. You've got to have something there, just purely for information. Even if you find a trade, like that's all right. But like, just no presence whatsoever. Right, it's like, yeah, they're cheesing. This is easy.
And that's just one of those setups. If you're going to throw 3 members on defense to B, even if you get your nades countered by a trophy, that should be enough information to say somebody's there. But awareness was not fully in play in terms of the speed that Falcons were playing at. And now Exnid, eyes over the top of the B site. Again, look at the position that TJ's in, already playing in towards the den. Counter nade to come through as Exnid does get Tad has to back away and call for a little bit of help.
A little bit of a bait with A now on the cards. RCDs will be calling that out, and Falcons will swoop in. Right, nice and close. Keeping them at bay, but only momentarily. He's going for the check. Passes over towards this backside. Too delete 2 Real far too quickly. Given the threat of the vent there, he's going to come into this one late. TJ is there to pinch in the other side. Maybe a bit overzealous for Pred, but that's how he's feeling right now.
Yeah, that's a heat check. Yeah. Without question. TJ in the corner, no problems there. And it's just all bases covered right now for Team Falcons. And another approach where I get it, like 2 Real's right on top of the bomb site. He's worried about the player deep of the site, but no one's watching his cross towards garage. That's just, again, it's just too simple right now for Falcons.
I wonder if it's Team War, because, I mean, yesterday they did struggle up against Boston, but they took that number 1. They looked like so they had some plays in them.
Yeah.
And I wonder if this main stage is maybe just a little bit too bright of a light right now.
Yeah, and here's a look at it. Pred just a little peek up, sees that 2 Real's worried about the AR deep. Yeah, I'll take that fight every day. I mean, we're talking about 3 total kills so far for Team War. They just have not shown us signs of life at all.
Yeah, I have RC, okay?
Excellent, getting excited. Enjoying the crowd. Paying his every move right now. And every move just seems to turn to gold for Team Falcons 3-0 up. As mentioned, SD has been solid for them, but that is really showing here now. Team War, kind of at split. So these will get taken down. The child over towards A is well met. And aggressive though, and TJ trying to get up somehow. Nearly did. Pickup comes through. Will find it 4 versus 2 now.
Yeah, I like this change of tempo from Team War. We're getting caught trying to play this methodical style of search. let's just hit him with something in the first 15 seconds and hit it hard. See if we can just win some gunfights, give ourselves a number advantage. Now it's just about setting yourselves up in a 3v2 after a 4v2 that should be very comfortable for a win. Bomb collected, Xnid gets away, if only barely. No chase down from Bink as Team War will back off and display their numbers.
He's waiting for Pred to do something here. Did they hear that? They wouldn't have. Right now in a position, if he has an Amaz there, could wreak havoc. But he would have got the information on the players crossing. Xnid is patient. That bomb will go down.
This is winnable. A lot of nades had been tossed in that first scuffle for Team War trying to get forward. Xnid exits through the vent. Long route from Pred. It's a double flank like you call. 2 real on the other side, but this is perfect. Xnid gets eyes on one, pops the door, no one there, but Pred falls on the flank. And now it's just down to the 1v3. Time starting to dwindle, but Xnid cannot find 2 real time to make anything of it. And Team War will get their first search round.
Yeah. Decent effort there from Falcons, I want to say, to be honest with you, considering the situation. It was a 2 versus 4 initially. Team War, really nice retake. I think, we've got to give them the credit where they deserve it. That was really nice.
And on top of that, just the opening set play of, let's not get mixed up this time. Let's just hit something with 3 players. Works out for a beautiful first blood and follow-up. So good stuff from Team War. And I will say, as much as I think I'll be just speaking to my own commentary, it's been a little critical of Team War. Falcons are playing well right now. They're taking the advantages that are being given to them. Is it enough to take down a top team? Hard to say, but in terms of what they're doing versus Team War, it's everything you want.
Falcons go for that mid-map control once more. Team War not playing that game. 3 in a row now for 2 real. Trophy's out. A-bomb, this could well go down. Falcons are ready to jump into action, and also with an RC being called in, this is a little bit of an awkward situation for War now. You are established, but you have to hold tight.
Yeah, the thing was they used a lot of their nades to blow up the cars around them, so that RC is not going to chain a domino effect. DJ showing us a bit of a school lesson there in terms of some possible spam spots on the map. As the RC is still in play. Xnid trying to get a little bit further forward, sees information onto Bink, but that's not enough to do much with, as Team War are going to make a late pivot back to B, and this is perfect for Falcons. Xnid says, I got you. They're going to triple stack the B site defensively.
On their way over. A little bit of a posture from both these 2 teams. 2 real finds one. TJ will be there though to pick it up.
Yeah.
And gets taken down, but now they've reflipped themselves back over towards the A side. They waited for a blood to come their way. Reestablish control. Bomb will go down today.
Yep, and there's that spam spot. You can see it kind of through the X-ray. Pred showing us something, but 2 real mid-map. Able to take him out of commission. TJ in some trouble, but whoa! Hell of a set of shots from TJ. So now 2v2 in the post play. 33 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be a full wrap from Falcons around the back.
This would be back-to-back rounds for Wall if they can manage to get a hold of it. Huge moment and a hard retake here for the side of Falcons. TJ will show face. They didn't know where else is as well. The double flank might be what catches them off guard.
Shots are good though. Assault has the ally of the clock on top of that. Plus he's got Bink behind. RC's able to trade. But again, the clock is the biggest issue. RC has to push forward. Goes for the high ground. Does not work. The shutdown is there. It's back-to-back rounds for Team War.
And that looked like an AR with an SMG in his hands, right?
Doesn't it?
That's a tough one. To try and jump over the top and find that pick. Not a lot of time. Decent effort from Falcons to go for the retake, but I really like that. Team War were patient. I almost felt like they were about to fall into the trap over towards the B side, but they remain patient over towards A, wait for the flanker to come through. They find the pick and they very, very quickly pivot, and that's the typical thing. It's not so much the call of the play, it's making it happen fast when it needed to.
Yeah, I agreed with you on that. All right, a little bit of momentum here for Team War. A lot of it coming from 2 real. Can they make it 3 in a row? Get this back to level footing. TJ making some noise here at A. Bomb not committed one side or the other, as Team War were more interested in finding early pressure through mid. A little bit of antics with the garage door for now between both squads, as now we start to get an intention that Falcons want to threaten the A site.
Ostering from both once again. Information is being gained from both these 2 squads, but the ones that, well, really have to do something with it is Falcons. And Big's playing his life well here, just throwing some shoulders, getting that information. Falcons need to understand what information they're giving and what they can do with that thought process. Xnid found a route through them. Assault does know what's going on here. We'll try to bat them back, but what much can you do? Info gained, though, for Team War. They know what's going on.
This is a bit concerning right now for Team War because you still have Neum way back in spawn. He doesn't actually get any tin control. So this retake has to come through mid-map, and it's just not finding any legs to get things going. That's just too simple. I mean, Assault sees everything you need to. Neum is still in no man's land. We got to come and help that play better.
They did the right thing. They remained patient, but maybe too patient towards the backside, right? I mean, you need the help. Assault seen them crossing over. And TJ finds that first pick, it's no big deal. But as soon as that bomb goes down over towards B, Assault is waiting, Neum is here, and he's the only one left. Exnid finds it. Enjoying himself right now here in Riyadh. That's a nice one to steady the ship here for Falcons. Yeah. They get one back after 2 in a row for Team War. Finley back in control.
And I think the thing that's really inspiring about that for Team Falcons, they had no ground to work with at any point of that offense till the last hit. Real showing a little bit of force over through mid. Nates pushes him off, and RCs will find first blood onto the bomb carrier. And now Xnid looks to take an extra scale in towards this backside garage. Salt maybe has not seen that yet, but the potential for Xnid to hit a quick pinch is well within the cards.
I like this from Xnid, though. He pushes up, doesn't get too aggressive. I think that's a play 6 months ago. He flies out the window and goes for it. Neum's going to find Arcides, though, and now Xnid is well positioned to be able to stop anything through the middle of the map.
Yeah, he should have a freebie, whether it's on a play through mid or just if there's a read from TJ that there's a play towards A, who's also got a freebie in front of him if he plays this corner, you would think.
Ready for it.
Yep. And so now it's Xnid on the pitch, and can really Pred pull the focus and keep the attention on him. But no, Team War are going to take it around the world strat and make their way behind B. Pred will see this. And it's going to be, Xnid chasing red dots here.
Pred can find one, that's massive, and does. Xnid is 2 versus 2. They tried to find the pick, they could not, but that bomb should go down, it needs to. Pred also on the flank here with Xnid. Good shots coming through. Is Pred there for the trade here and against Bink in a 1 versus 1. Doesn't read it. Oh, does he? My goodness. The snapper from Pred, and that's Falcons 1 round away from being 2-0 up.
I mean, when he gets that initial pot shot right there at Bink, I think he's thinking Bink's on the exit. Looked like Pred was going to be late to the gunfight, but turns back, finds Bink sliding into his line of sight, and the snap comes through for the 1v1 win. And the Falcons fans are loving it. But this initial play, again, you're thinking that, well, surely TJ gets one for free, but Team War do their diligence, check their corners. That's an impressive set of shots from Xnid. And then, this little backup from Pred. Never misses a bullet as he stares down his culprit.
It was unfortunate there for Team War. They knew where Pred was, and I kind of like the setup, and it just feels as if there may be a second out with the double child that comes through. I think it was Neum put the shots over the top. Bink just a little late, but you can almost excuse them to a certain degree, but excuses ain't going to help you in this game right now.
Interesting call here from Falcons. TJ gets the read on 2 reels, early pressure through A elbow. But Falcons just hold back. They don't show any force at B whatsoever. And now they may try to re-clear this, and they should know that this potential spot is in play. And they're going to see 2 reel. No problems there. As soon as he gets forward, you have to check that corner. Well done. And now you have an opportunity to kind of play both sides of the map for Falcons.
You drew them away from B, and the free plan was there, but Falcons don't have the benefit of COD Castle like we do. Good shots coming out from Assault. And if you need them, heavy AR player who can do this all day long. Makes it a 3 versus 3. Bomb yet to go down. They really are threatening to do something. And I think Falcons maybe threatened a little bit too much as Team War can now position themselves and go hunting. And will go down there, the information is.
And now you just try to play up into Neum's position. Haven't had a chance to say Neum's name much yet.
Yeah.
And he is cornered with nowhere to go. Now you just turn your attention. The re-pinch on the way from Pred. It's a world champion play coming out from Pred. And he's going to clean things up around the bomb. Last one left is Assault. Nowhere to go. Falcons looking perfect.
The crowd getting exactly what they want. That team currently cruising through to the next round. 2-0 up in this series. Team War have it all to do.
Well, good start for Falcons fans. We'll step away for a brief break. When we come back, it's Vault Control gracing our presence here in Riyadh. Don't go far. We got more Esports World Cup featuring Black Ops 6 right after this. Welcome back to the Esports World Cup featuring Call of Duty Black Ops 6 live from the SDC Arena. And whoa, we have got the Falcons here and ready to rumble. Up big against Team War in an elimination matchup. 2-0 to this point, and both maps handedly very convincing for the team in green. Shift with Ton. We got to start framing up. How does Team War get back into this series? Because they have not really shown us much to this point.
The Falcons looking very comfortable in their secret labs right now. That's all I'm saying. It has been steady away. Very, very simple. Map number 1 for them. Never looked out of contention whatsoever. And map number 2, fairly comfy, barring a small glimmer of hope for Team War, but for the most part, it's steady away for Falcons right now. It's the kind of game they would have wanted. We kind of talked about it at the top of the show. A nice win for them here. A confident 3-0. May well just put the wind in their sails, or underneath their wings may have been more convenient for the Falcons. But rather than that, we're heading into Control. It hasn't necessarily been the best, of course, for Falcons, but they have managed to find some wins more recently.
Yeah, and I think in particular, it's largely come by way of either Vault or Hacienda, and we have Vault. So, you know, in terms of kind of setting up how do Falcons 3-0, you have the perfect map mode combination to do that. It's hard to, again, give evaluation to what to expect from Team War, not only because the film on them is limited, but also, again, because of the recency of them changing their roster, not with one, but 2 different new players that had to fill the spots of either a call-up or actually call-ups on both sides. So difficult pretense here in terms of what you're looking at for Team War to fight back into this series, but Vault is one of those maps that you find a string of momentum. It can give you that little bit of a boost to get back into a series.
Yeah, it's 1-4 dead can change a map, right? Very, very quickly. I mean, that's the case for all game modes, but especially when it does come down to Vault control. Find yourself 4 dead, you get a hold of B. You may well be playing sail into an attacking round, and from there, hey, I mean, I know as time has gone on, we're finding more attacking rounds. It's not quite February anymore.
Facts.
Oh, I remember many 3-2 in the first couple of months of the season.
It's always the way it goes with Control, though.
Oh, yes.
Everyone has to take the time to figure that all out. How about the fan service from the Obs team? I see you.
You are so locked.
I see you.
Season.
Okay. Hey, there's a Falcons match. There's a Falcon on top of this building. Let's go hit that.
Oh.
Good cinematic framing out of the boys. Love you guys, Hot Hands Lounge. Quick play, though. How about this for an offensive look? Over towards B initially for Timor. Try to get frisky through the street. And so far, able to get a couple of kills. And, well, actually not finding kills yet. Now finally the first. Try to get the pressure on, but no, not going to work.
I think it's always sometimes, I mean, you see the start of those rounds. And it's always the easiest open, right? If teams aren't set up, it's the quickest route. Get over towards B, the easiest one as well. There with us on the scoreboard side of things. We'll keep you up to date with how things are really going. Oh, if I speak.
What month? Secondary approach, though, for Timor after being stifled at B just continues to be headstrong towards playing over towards the street. And look at the rotation from Falcons saying, we know you guys are playing outside the map here. We'll just take over the middle. Make sure you don't have a chance to rotate quickly at A, and then put the spawn trap back into place. So we're down to 30 seconds, 4-life advantage, and still Falcons in firm control.
Yeah, Timor really haven't had much to write home about. And that is the risk, though. As I said, it's one of those moments where the start of the round is sometimes the easiest way to get up towards B, but if it doesn't work and it goes bad, this kind of situation can kind of transpire. Xnid finding 2. Incredible work from him. And now one last roll of dice over towards B. Is it going to be enough?
Yeah, that's one of the issues I always feel about with B breakoffs. If they don't work, you kind of have to abandon your entire setup towards the round and reset to try to get a late hit towards A. But just continual head bashing down B Street. Falcons say thank you for the free mid-map. Have an 8-life advantage. 0.8 on the clock is where it stops. And, well, you still have one alive on the point. Pred, easy snap, easy turn. Bink dealt with. And a quick round for Falcons defensively.
Steady away. And it's that double-edged sword, I suppose, with B. If you go and make that push, if it works out, yeah, fantastic. But it really can go catastrophically if it doesn't transpire. And, well, not a great deal has done, if anything, that team more. Outside of a couple of rounds of search and destroy, that was some nice play. And a 60 hold at P4. What have we really had to write home about?
Yeah. And with the lifeline of Timor starting to extend, I think we should definitely give a little bit of a mention towards Neum. I know he really kind of stood out in terms of his potential yesterday. He kind of came up in the Modern Warfare 3 year with players like 04, and you saw him play and was like, whoa, this guy's got one of those POVs that feels a little bit different. This year's been a little bit odd. He hasn't really found the teammates that have the same kind of slaying presence, but he's hanging on for now, 5-5, but Falcons kind of hitting us with the same sort of a B setup, TJ, on the point as we head into a Bravia listening with Team Falcons.
Yeah,
It's 1p2, I know. It's 1p2. Being in front. Hey, R open, I'm living.
One shot, top fucking P4, and one bottom on. One shot, bottom P4, bottom P4. One stellar money. Kill the guy. Go pinch, quick, so. I'm pitching. Spawning guard, guys. And money dead. Spawning guard. They can't go. Alec has breach trap. I don't know where. There's spawning guard. I don't have anyone check. Big top. Yo, that guy. He's top before. He's jumping out left. He jumped out top cat. Watch his switch. I'm gonna get gun fast. I'm getting gun fast. Missing a saw. One's a cat, baby. Being on the left. Involve thing, bro. One pull. One just shot cat. Yo, I am perfect. I promise. One block to you. There you go. I'm coming to you. I'm pitching the lobby. Yo, find a gun. Count and play. Alright, what's the point? One. Out of pumps. Go on, guys. Yeah, go.
Well, you hear the cops. Pred firing up just a touch in it as he's questioning some of the maybe gunfights he found himself in. But how about the cohesion for Falcons? Sounding really clean today.
Yeah, and something to really note with this whole coach coming in, being able to provide some assistance during the game. Who the hell would you want in there? I mean, you'd want Clayster, right? You can hear him in the background. He's calling out for the team. He's saying Alex got 3 trapped, just relaying that information. If there's any team that benefits the most from that addition here at EWC, it's got to be Team Falcons.
Yeah. Well, here we go. 16 plays, 19 life advantage for Team War. And the clock that had been extended after the quick capture at A, down to about 60 seconds. Assault starting to heat up 4 in a row. Feeling this one, but Prad steps in, negates the 1v1, has Niam following up for the trade. And yeah, the life lead continues to grow for Team War, stepping up big here defensively.
Doing well. They're keeping them at bay. Has been threats from Falcons, of course, but push over towards B is a difficult one, and Niam is positioning himself extremely well. We'll have to do some decent work here, though. A couple of his teammates have dropped over towards this side.
No.
Arseny's read it perfectly, and through the tree branches will find the kill. There's another player on the flank, but you need to move fast.
Yeah, the player on the flank is Assault. That's the AR that you want in that position. Complete suffocation on the point, only gets the first tick done. 5 life edge for Team War, 33 seconds on the clock. Niam dealt with, there's 3 dead. Uh-oh, not what you want to see. Turo has to commit, and he has just not had a good map, and, well, goes to the dead fish position, eventually falls. Second tick is in, Stack is still here. Nades are landing, but they're not finding connections or damage. Niam needs a touch to contest. Does he get there in time? Maybe not. The kill comes through. TJ on the pinch, shuts down one, has eyes on another. Trades, though, decent for Team War. 7v5, and it's just down to what Exton and Pred can find, and they get the final 2 needed to stack and likely take the round as soon as they find the final kill, which they collect.
And I really like that from Falcons. They can see themselves in that position that they could probably just hold on the point, and they might get a hold of it. But they know the pressure's coming through. They back into Vault to go again when the numbers are looking a little better. Find themselves 2-0 up in this series, 2-0 up in this control. Driving seat doesn't even say it right now for the side of Falcons.
Driving 110 on the Autobahn right now. They are cruising.
Hey, I've seen a couple 110s here in
true. Different type of metric there, though. And look at Clay giving the gas. So 2-0 up. Team War backs against the wall. Key potentially in crush territory here. Exnet, good first blood. Damage onto another on top of that, as Team War abandoned the B play, looking for the orthodoxical A breakoff, and that's not going to work. Exnet wanted it all. Pred, TJ, they'll finish it off. And now you're just stretching to find some success anywhere on the map for Team War.
Yeah, Big doing well to get out over towards this B side, especially if you can get over to Balcony building. TJ trying to stop something on the cross, not able to do so. Oh, and there we go. Potential, very much potential. You have Team War. That should be B gone.
Yeah, well, at least part of it. You've got spawn traps in play here for Bink. The rest of the squad trying to stack up 2 members at large. Bink diving out of the way. Trying to, again, just extend his life, make some more damage happen in the Falcon spawn. He's done well at that, shut down from the pistol, but you call it correctly there, Ton. It is an extra 60 seconds with the B zone gone and a quick backup to the A zone here.
TJ with a big kill there, though. He can now start to put some pressure in from the outside if he can find Assault. He does not. Red's going to stay alive yet. How many times, though, have we seen as Pred will find those 2? He's got no right to do so. And Niam had to find that on the exit. But how many times have we seen teams go 2-0 up? It takes one good attack from Team War. You're over towards the defensive side to tie the 2-2. It takes one good attacking round to put yourself well and truly back into the game here on Bolt.
Yeah, and that route from Pred also forces all of the Team War spawns out towards B Street. RC is getting a pretty solid look at that, as Exnid just foaming at the mouth, waiting for a challenge over through connector. Gets bested as Bink was right there working with Assault from opposite angles, but Pred right back onto another route, playing off the flank. Arcides with an SMG in hand, gets caught, trying to jump over to contest the A point. Next, it also falls. So now it is just down to the Predator. 5 in a row for him, 18 and 11, but progress at A being made.
Felt like there just didn't need to be a chow there from Arcides. Team Falcons now have to going to find a way back through. Team War may well get themselves on the board.
Well, third tick being worked on. Niam by himself. The play from top balcony clears the zone, clears the point, and even depletes the last tick down to minimal terms. Now the spawn trap imminent as Arcides playing around the back, has help with Exnid, and this is where things start to get disastrous for Team War. 11 plays 10, clock around 60 seconds, and you're spawn trapped at the moment.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. Cool unlocking key, very much from TJ Halley. Just going to come over towards the balcony side. This is probably the last roll of the dice. Niam finding 2 there, though. Meanwhile, break things open, but Arcides does the same on the backside. They have got themselves inside of A, though. Exton needs to go.
Tries to jump on in for the contest. Can't find the kill. Is there a follow-up? No, there's not. And the double stack sneaking through the map. able to get A zone captured, keeping Team Moore just barely alive.
It's a nice round from Team Moore. They get the opening break over towards the B side, keep Team Falcons honest. From there, it's a war of attrition over towards there, right back.
Yeah, for real.
And it felt like Falcons really did have themselves in a good spot, did keep them at bay. But it's Neum who finds two, that breaks things open. They just hop on the point, and all of a sudden, Falcons are all scrambling.
They maybe just try to force the spawn trap a little bit too much there at the end. Hard to say. I mean, it's just like the way the kills come through for Team War, right to the middle, has both players on the outside. The spawn trap just so far out of the picture. Only one tick left, so 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Neum heating up 4 in a row. Trophy system, I don't think actually fully gets into play there for Team Falcons. Nade landed before it. RCD is the only one to find a kill, but actually gets through the A point here. Hasn't seen any contact, and that's going to ring the alarm bells that there could be a flank under the way.
Wow. Shots from RCD. So well to find that. Neum is there for the pickup, but exit now. Welcome with the trophy. Wayne finding some shots as well. Got a little bit of backup from his team first. Take over towards B coming in.
Fred making sure the flank stays safe. That's huge. And now you've got Exit playing forward. Has an AR though, and yeah, Bink just too quick with the pistol. Second tick still being toggled with the side of Team Falcons, and a nade actually lands onto Assault, leaving Bink as the last defender here to try to stop this second tick at B. DJ, difficult battle, but still able to take down Bink. Locking in the tick of progress. Help now on the way from the pinch from Pred. Keeps Assault honest on the pinch. Through the middle of the map. Arcity's, right behind it. Make sure the flank stays safe. Nice shots on the Bink. Oh, and the transfer to Neum is perfect. Pistol out for TJ. 4 in a row. Give him the extra 60 seconds and a 3-life lead.
Arcity's kind of lets one slip through the middle of the map, but then makes up for it. On B, they're stacking it, and this might be Falcons' game.
Arcity's reads one on the flank. Not available for Team Moore. It has to be something from the front. Big shut down as he tries to dive on in. Last tick of progress on the way. 3 dead, 2 real, last one left. Arcity's going to let him know about it. Eliminating Team Moore and getting a rise out of the Falcons crowd here in Riyadh.
They get the job done in front of the home crowd. And the roll from the Falcons will send them through to the next stage of group. And what can they do? Can they find a way through? A convincing performance is what they needed against War. A convincing performance they got.
Love what I'm seeing across the board for Falcons today, too. Their match yesterday, tough one. Tough opener, to be sure. But a convincing 3-0 here with the home crowd behind them. Now getting ready with some time to prep up for a Boston team that, to be honest, fell a little flat at the end of the day yesterday. Should be an interesting one. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a banger, especially if Pred and TJ are playing like they are right now.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah,
really
I agree.
And that should be a super interesting game later on in the day. Falcons getting the deserved love from the crowd.
That's sick. It's a Call of Duty match or a football pitch?
Yeah, we do it differently.
I could see that.
For the football fan, do the football-loving countries.
Unreal stuff, but you see him on stage ready to go. We've got Fancy holding the mic, ready to go with Exit for our post-game reaction.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We are back on stage after a stellar win from Falcons 3-0 against Team Moore, heading to the next match, just one step away from getting to the top 8 of this tournament. Excellent. I got so much to ask you, but first, there's a lot of people that are saying since you switched from being an SMG player to a flex player, that might have affected the way you play the game. What do you say to that?
صدق جاني القرار تقريبا قبل كاس العالم باسبوع ونص اني احول من اس ام جي الى الفليكس. ما حبيت اقول للفريق لا، بالعكس انا جاهز، اي شيء يقول لي يا فالكون انا جاهز وبلعب باللي يبونه. فكان قرار صعب شوي، لكن فالكون اذا قالوا العب فليكس العب فليكس، العب اس ام جي العب اس ام جي.
Excellent says that a week and a half before we started this EWC, I was asked to switch into being a flex player, and I don't mind. If Falcons want me to play a flex play style, then I will be happy to do that. So your next match is against Boston Breach. Do you think it's going to be as easy as this one?
الخصم الجاي بوستن صعب، ما هو بسهل، لكن الحمد لله خلصنا اول تحدي. الحين كل اللي علينا نركز تحدي بوستن من اهم الايام، ودنا نروح لبكره ونسوي تشامبيونشيب سانداي، هذه من احد امنياتي يعني، وباذن الله نبي نسوي ان شاء الله بنفوز على بوستن ان شاء الله.
Excellent is saying that one of his dreams is to make it to Championship Sunday for EWC, and he's going to make sure to do that, even though Boston Beach is not an easy opponent, but he's going to try his best to do this. Excellent. This is going to be the first ever key crush in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 at EWC 25. You're going to crush Team War's key. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
All right, let's go do it. We're moving to the key crusher to crush the first key at BO6. And this marks the moment for EWC for this year. And Team Falcons saved their very special Champions key from getting crushed. So we'll let Excellent enjoy this moment. I'm going to give you a chance to say whatever you want in Arabic to the fans.
الله يسعدكم على حضوركم ما شاء الله تبارك الله قسم بالله لولا الله ثم انتم كان انا ما كملت هنا واستمريت على هالمستوى كله فضل الله سبحانه ثم دعمكم كلكم ما ودي انسى احد وشكرا لكم ان شاء الله انه بنوصل لبكره والاحد ان شاء الله باذن الله هذا كله بفضل الله ثم دعمكم.
All right, thank you so much, Excellent. He's happy to have the crowd here cheering for them every single match. So now we're going to move to the exit interview with Ian.
All right, everybody. It's loud in here, but I'm with Assault in Team War as they just exited the tournament. Assault, you just saw your key get crushed behind us. How you feel?
I mean, honestly, it sucks. We had really unfortunate circumstances coming to this event. Lynn didn't make it. We had to make another change for Diamond Con who joined LAG, so it wasn't even our same team we've had the whole year. So we had to play with our coach who's been helping us the past couple of months. So we came out here, nothing to lose. We tried our best, but yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like a lot of issues happening before you guys were even coming into this event, and you gave it your best foot. You put on a show. I'm pretty sure that, you know, the people that was cheering you on at home, they were rooting for you guys. You made them proud. You know, anything that you want to say to them, what's in the future for Assault?
I mean, I guess I'll say it now. It's probably my last event playing, so it's not the best way to go out, but yeah, it's time for the next chapter of life. Yeah.
Hey, man, well, you know, first off, as a world champion, Assault, you know, it's been a pleasure, you know, having you and seeing you throughout your Call of Duty career. I'm pretty sure we're going to see more about it. We'll talk about it on the internet out there. But I just got to say, big fan, happy for all the exciting plays and all the action you put on out there in the league, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you to all the fans here. Now that we're out of the tournament, going to go experience your guys' culture and enjoy Saudi. So, yeah, thank you guys for being here.
That's it for us.
The end of a career for another world champion as Assault calls it quits at the end of EWC. War is going to walk away with $20,000, but it's the Falcons surviving and crushing keys along the way.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, congrats on an awesome career, Assault. You know, retiring, he is a world champion MVP, and, you know, he gave his best effort out there. But putting the focus over towards the side of the Falcons, yeah, I mean, just a skill gap in this series, Pred asserting dominance on that map number one. Yeah. And you love to see Xnit as well perform and drop a 30 right alongside.
Ali, I wanted to say that about Xnit because in 1 year, this guy has become a superstar here in Riyadh.
It's been incredible to watch. I think one of the most wholesome stories that we've had so far in Call of Duty. I mean, start of the year, I mean, he's just been put in so many tough spots, right? And throughout all of it, he had a big smile on his face. He was always very grateful, very thankful for the position he was in. And he's incredible at Call of Duty. He is so good. I'm so glad we were able to find this Saudi talent because he is a superstar, Chris.
It's been fun to watch this Falcon squad, especially when they're winning. It only happened 3 times during the season, and once at a LAN, they find another win on LAN tonight. How big is this for the squad?
This is massive. I mean, one, you have a packed crowd out there that's rooting you on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Got to give them something to root for. Everybody performed here. I thought their leader in Pred, you know, setting the tone early was massive. Going off, what's up, man? As he makes his way to the stage, we're going to talk to him here shortly. Yeah, it's a Falcons team that, you know, in respawns, they struggled at times, right? So, you know, bringing TJ need a little extra firepower, Clay on that stage, some more energy. This could get them going.
And in that number one, the fundamentals were so good from the side of Falcons. I can name maybe 2 times that Team War got that early rotation, and they were broke quite easily. And same thing for the Search and Destroy. I mean, the Bloods were incredible, and even when War started to change their game plan a little bit, it was a lot on Fred and Exit, especially when he won that gross 1v1 versus Fink, which gave them the rest of the momentum that they needed to close out this map number 2.
Impressive shots along the way. Pred leading the charge for the Falcon squad, dropping most damage for the team, most engagements at times. He's just imposing his will. And he now joins us live to talk about it. Pred, congratulations on a win. It was a tumultuous 2025 for you. At the end, though, you land on the Falcons. You bring in TJ for this EWC event, and you guys are walking away with your first victory of the weekend. How are we feeling?
First of all, thank you, guys. I mean, before I start saying anything, I mean, the fans, I want to say a huge shout out to them. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, you guys can hear it probably from here. It is crazy, man. I mean, I've played in some packed stadiums, and this one is one of the best. Like, not even just saying that because I'm on the Falcons. This is unbelievable. So a huge shout out to the fans for bringing the energy every day, man. It's making the tournament amazing.
They had like a 50 by 50 banner of your guys' faces out there. These fans are so hardcore, and they're so behind your squad. What is it like, though, to have this support? Because it's got to feel totally different from all of your other LAN events in 2025.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I went from Optic, which is arguably the biggest fan base in Call of Duty. And, you know, when we go to tournaments, especially in Dallas, like last year at Champs, it was crazy. But this is just giving me flashbacks of just having that support is just honestly so lucky as a player, man. We all play competitively to just be able to like experience that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And when I think about your roster, you know, there are a little bit of newer faces in Exit. I want to know what it's been like playing with him, and his English has gotten so much better from the start of this year. And if you guys had any play in that, and also the decision of bringing TJ in, what you were hoping he was going to do for the team.
Yeah, look, I mean, Exnet, he's developed so much since I first came to the team. Obviously for him, it's a massive learning experience, but I think the most important thing for him is just that he has passion. I think without passion and the hard work, dedication, without that, it's very hard to, you know, get better. So that's one of the biggest things for him. And then with Tej, I mean, Tej is just, I feel like Tej has been so underrated this year. And I think Tej is honestly really good. I think Tej is really good. He's amazing. I think S&D, I mean, you guys can see, I mean, he's so smart, makes plays. He's not afraid. And that's just something we needed. We needed another SMG that is able to make plays, whilst also being like kind of aware of what he was doing, you know? So
Brett, I want to ask you, you've had to like reinvent yourself coming into this team, be a leader, you know, and get these guys. I've heard stories of you putting in that extra push, getting everybody in the back, trying to, you know, practice and go hard, even on off days, which I think is like inspiring, right? Because could have easily been in a tough spot after winning a world championship. So talk to me about that and where that motivation comes from.
Yeah, look, you know, when I missed out the first 2 months of the game, it was a big like a shock to me. So when I came back, I knew that like this was my true passion, and all I want to do is compete at Call of Duty because it allows me to play at the highest level. And when I came back, I knew the Falcons are a team that's trying to reach the top, and I just want to make sure I put my imprint on it, and in any way I possibly can, not just in the game, out of the game, and just help my team be in the best situation to win.
Nice.
I want to keep it a buck with you. You guys have sucked at respawn. You win a hard point to start this series. What was that like once you guys finished that game one amongst the comms?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened. When we first formed, we were the best hardpoint team ever. And then I feel like it kind of happens, you know, when you focus on another game mode, you naturally get worse at the one that you were good at. And I feel like that's just something that happened. We were so like, we need to get at S&D because our hardpoint's so good. And it always happens. But I'm honestly happy we got the map one.
Do you find like knowing that you guys kind of lost your way a little bit in hardpoint almost makes it harder now to come back from that, because it's in the back of your minds consistently when you get into some of these series, especially against some of the more difficult teams? You know, you go into these series like, all right, S&D maybe, respawn. What is that pressure like? How do you kind of get that out of your head?
Yeah, it's tough, obviously, because you once were so good at it. So I feel like for us, it's just about a momentum thing. You know, just keeping poise and just keep trying to make the best play you can and keep being aggressive. Like at the end of the day, you don't want to just sit back and let plays be made. You want to be the one making the plays. So, of
course.
Yeah.
So can I ask you, what's the dynamic like between you and Clay? Obviously, you know, it's his first time being a coach as well, and you know he's pretty vocal, it seems like. So talk me through that.
Look, I mean, Clay's got 3 rings. I mean, he's top 3 player to ever play the game. So I feel like for him, his input, his experience is so important. So I feel like me and Clay almost agree on everything. He's just a big on momentum, which I agree on, like the little things, which I'm so like, I completely understand everything he says. So the dynamic between me and Clay is amazing, honestly. He's been helping me a lot.
That's good to hear.
Who's giving the most gas on that stage? Because I look at you guys, you're all looking back and forth, smiles across the stage. Who's hyping everyone up today?
Honestly, we do it as a collective. Honestly, Clay at one point scared me because like I'm so not used to him being in the comms, and he's like, everyone push or something. He screamed. I jumped out of my seat because I was like, oh my God. But honestly, Clay today was gassing us all. So I'll say Clay.
Well, Pred, Fred, you killed it on the A stage, but we have 2 streams live right now. Let's check in on Bravo, and I want to get your thoughts on this match that's happening over in our second stream, because we have Gentlemates and Orchid playing for their lives. Do Gentlemates have enough gas in their tank to survive this fight?
I honestly do think they are able to survive because, I mean, they put up a great fight against Thieves. Honestly, they could have arguably won it. So I think, yeah, just based off their performance against Thieves, I think they have a really good chance of winning. I mean, I hope they do. It's another great org over there, so I hope they're able to win.
And whose game do you respect on that Gentlemate squad?
Who gave me respect?
Whose game do you respect?
I mean, you got to respect the Bulldog, right? I mean, he's a finals MVP. I mean, you got to respect it. So I'll say Kiz, big Kiz.
Yeah, so far in the tournament, we've had some pretty lit matches. You guys have been involved in that. How does this compare to, being across the pond, this crowd and their energy? Like, what are some differences that you've been experiencing so far?
Honestly, man, this is probably one of the best tournaments I've ever been at. I mean, the hospitality, the crowd, I mean, the venue, everything's amazing. Obviously, a bit of technical difficulties, but other than that, I mean, I think Saudi is just, they're showing how much they really want to be invested in Call of Duty, and I think this is like proof. Like, look at everything they're doing. It's just like, in my opinion, I think Saudis are they're doing it the right way, honestly.
I feel like you aren't jet lagged at all. You got energy.
Right? This guy's dialed in.
What about the format? This is kind of reminiscent of old school Call of Duty. Obviously, you've joined us in the past couple of years, and this is something a little different for us, later on in the year that we get to enjoy. How do you feel about, brackets inside of pool play and then going into single elimination brackets at the rest of the weekend?
I think it's great. I mean, I think it's great. I arguably, some players would want to play double elim just because of maybe the prize pool is a bit larger.
Yep.
But at the same time, I mean, there's sometimes going to be delays. I mean, we were playing until 2 a.m. last night. So imagine that in a double elim.
Hey, that's what it was like when I was coming up.
Yeah.
You were playing late into the night and then early in the morning. I got one final question for you. In your group, you're going to be going up against Boston next. You know what they're good at. A very solid search team. In your opinion, what's it going to take them down?
I think we just need to come in with no hesitations and just playing straightforward. No making second thoughts, just playing straight up and not making the game simple.
Fair enough.
Fred, final question for you as we let you rejoin the team. You have such an impressive play style. You seem so confident taking on every gunfight. Did you model your play style off of any former pros, or who kind of got you into the scene?
Look, I don't want to sound like I'm glazing, but I'll definitely say Scump. I mean, I watched him since I was very young, so when I came up, I was always just under the mindset of sort of playing like him. But yeah, I'd probably say Scump.
Hey, man.
Hold that iron, baby.
I see it. Keep it going. The fans are loving it here in Riyadh. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That is Fred. We're going to let him rejoin the team, and we've got a lot to talk about here in Riyadh. More matches coming your way. Nameless, final thoughts on this one. Falcons, a real deal here in Riyadh.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that crowd behind them. And this man, Pred, we just interviewed him. He just lit it up in that map number 1 exit as well. If those guys continue, they have a good chance to make it into our bracket.
We've already crushed one key, a second key about to be crushed on Bravo. When we return here on Alpha, it's match number 204, day 2 of EWC. Here's a live look at Omid taking the stage in our Jamil Motorsports arrival cam. You can see Craze, Mamba, and crew ready to go again on the other side of this fight, though. A new look as Major Maniac, Brack, and the rest of the underdogs are trying to pull off a massive upset. This is a familiar fight, though. We welcome everyone back in. Chris Puckett alongside Allie. We've got Nameless as well. Allie, give me your thoughts on this showdown here.
I mean, you call it a familiar fight, and sometimes you would think that's a good thing. In this situation, I think it's a terribly bad thing if you are P7. I mean, this is a team you have had to go up against all year long and have, I don't even know if ever I've gotten the best of them.
They beat them online. But on land, it has been a bad story for these guys. Formerly, the Omid Brooklyn roster, P7 Esports. You look at this team, Prolute, Sandy, Yuli, Brack, and all these guys have
all been in the league.
They've all been in the league, yes. And you look at them, a lot of them are search and destroy specialists. I mean, that's where how Yuli came up, Sandy and Prolute, right? So you think they have a chance in the series, it's going to be through those search and destroys.
I'm looking at Brack in this one. You saw him on the Florida Mutineers a few years ago. He's been in Challengers. He has been collecting cash. Can he raise a trophy or at least keep his key alive in this fight? That's the first goal, right, Allie?
Yeah, we would have to see the best of Brack. To give a little bit of background of his play style as a player, he's a fairly aggressive AR. He is going to hold these lanes, but he tries to be, and he has to be. This is a game where aggression gets rewarded. And for P7, going up against a team like Team Heretics was not fun for them. That was the definition of an aggressive, high engagement team that we have in the league, and they got handed it to them pretty bad.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was going to point out is like they got slammed. This is the biggest, the most dominant match that we've had so far. But I will say they're going up against Heretics, right? And, it's versus a pro team. It's going to be very tough. This is a more familiar opponent that they have a lot of reps against, right? So they're going to be a little bit more comfortable when we get into this matchup. And you see the S&D stats, Brack rocking a 1.43 is ridiculous, but crazy in his own right. And what we saw versus FaZe, he was not afraid in search yesterday.
Keep in mind, these stats are from one game.
Yeah,
two, I guess, if you're crazy, because he played in both of those search and destroys in that game 5 against FaZe Clan yesterday. We take a look at the numbers. So far, they're on Brack's side, but that could change in a moment. We talked to Brack before the matchup, and the man is feeling confident to take the stage.
What's up, everybody? I'm here with Brack from P7 as he gets ready for day number 2 at EWC. Now, Brack, how you feeling going into this day?
Feeling really good. We caught up on a lot of sleep. We've been playing really good in our scrims, so feeling really confident today.
There you go. Now, yesterday, you guys had a hot-fire matchup against Heretics. They hit the banners. They had all the fans in there. Talk to me about what happened in that series and what's going to change today.
Yeah, I think we just lock in our small stuff. We made a lot of small mistakes in our respawns. We lost a lot of man-up situations in our S&D. The 3 of those rounds should have went in our favor. So, yeah, we capitalized on our small mistakes. I think the maps will start changing.
There you go. Okay. Now, you guys are about to go up against a bit. You had a history with them and playing them before. You feel like you can kind of capitalize off of that loss that they took yesterday?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to matter as much. I think we want revenge. I think Champs should have went a little bit different. We had a little technical difficulty in our winners round match versus them and Champs. Went up 2-0, and then we just lost all momentum after that. Unfortunately, but they're a really good team. I think we're a really good team. We capitalize on our small stuff. We can make a deep run.
It's going to be a fire rematch. Anything you want to say to the fans out there supporting you and the boys?
I appreciate you guys supporting from all over. Shout out my family, my friends back home. Thank you, guys.
And shout out to Omit Rafi, the man behind the scenes, putting together all of these Challenger units. This was Omit Brooklyn before the rebrand to P7, and they are playing the original Omit squad. So let's turn our attention to the team that is rocking the blue jersey this weekend. Craze, Mamba looking great alongside Mac and Vivid on day one, Allie.
Yeah, and Mamba and Craze were the only two on this roster that went positive in their series versus Atlanta FaZe yesterday, and it went all the way to a game 5. These guys talk about confidence. They're playing delusionally so, and there's a difference between the way P7's confidence is going and Omid almost able to steal this first respawn. Do you think once again Vivid has a little bit stronger of a start? Maybe they pull it through. They could have done it in a 3-0 and.
Yeah, I mean, I love what we saw from them yesterday. I think this was the best series on the day. Craze had a hell of a performance. I mean, even in the respawns that they lost, like the man was dropping 40. Love the way Mamba plays the game. He's always on rotations. He'll play aggressive when he needs to slow down on a rotation and wait for his teammates. Yeah. He will do so. And then the search and destroy, I thought like the initial game plan versus FaZe was awesome. Right, like take it to him. Let's play aggressive. Let's find the gap and get a first blood. And they were doing it the entire time into game 5. But where they faltered is they didn't make adjustments fast enough.
Yes.
When FaZe figured out, Omid did not have a response. And I think that has to be something that they need to talk about and approach differently as they continue this tournament.
That was 5 rounds of failure in search and destroy in a game 5 that they should have won. And I'm going to put some of that pressure on the coach. You are the 5th set of eyes. You make the play calls when needed. Someone needs to step in and give this squad direction. Can't just put it on the shoulders of these 4 unless it's going to happen just like it did at Champs, because, Allie, there were no coaches in the previous meeting when this was a 4-0 beatdown in favor of Omid.
Maybe it's a little weird for them. You know, maybe it's a little weird to have that 5th man in their ear, but I look at this roster and I think it's built incredibly well. With the way that we learned so much about Mamba and Craze yesterday, with the addition of Vivid and Mac, those are both incredibly selfless players that know how to slide in first. They will do the dirty work if needed. This Omid roster, with the way it's looking, could be terrifying. I'd love to see what they look like when they're all in their A game.
Taking a look at some of our numbers, who tops the hardpoint leaderboard? Well, Bulldog was hitting 99 level. Craze was at a full 100, 33.3 kills per game. The man was frying, and as you pointed out to me, he knows when to play his life.
Yeah, he does.
His KD is going to look phenomenal because he doesn't throw his life away. He sets his teammates up for success instead.
You know, something that like validated the way I feel yesterday is so funny is because when I play against Craze, I play against him a lot in studies 8s. And every time he gets a kill, and he'll get called out, and I'll be looking for him, and I'll feel like an idiot because I can't find Craze. And I'm like, yo, I checked where you said we
knew he was around here.
And seeing him do it against FaZe, I started to realize, like, okay, he's just different. He gets away with his life. He'll re-engage with the team. Like, Craze is a monster on that role. Excited to see him today.
We talked with Craze before this matchup. Allie, let's listen in with him.
What's up, everybody? Blaze here with the one and only Craze from Team Omid as he gets ready for day number 2 for Call of Duty at EWC. Now, Craze, how you feeling today, bro?
Confident. Bad loss yesterday, but we'll bounce back.
Yeah, there you go, right? And it's important to keep that confidence, all right? Let's talk about the loss. You guys were up. You guys was a great series. But one thing that you did very well was stay cool, calm, and collected throughout it. But even after losing, what did you guys learn? How you guys plan on bouncing back today?
Honestly, we choked some situations like the hard points that like we usually don't. If we didn't choke them, it should have been a 3-0 to be honest. But like we just did nice up when we had to in the hard points.
There you go. Okay. All right. Nice. And then, when it came down to the S&Ds, you guys were playing fast. Do you guys feel like you maybe should have changed your tempo at all? Or are you happy with how you guys went out on it?
Yeah. After we went up 5-2, honestly, they started adapting like more to our play style. And we should have we kept getting blooded. We started playing too fast. I think we should have slowed it down, but like, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, can't do anything about that as well, all right? But now you guys getting ready to go up against your match. Anything you want to say just to the fans out there that's been supporting y'all? Y'all had a lot of love and support out there yesterday.
Yeah, we appreciate all the love and support. We're going to win today. That's all. That's the message. We're going to win.
Hey, you heard it here, okay? They're going to get the job done.
Fell short of their goal yesterday, but it was darn close against FaZe Clan. Now you're considered the favorite in a fight where you were a huge underdog on day 1. Allie, break it down for me. Do they have to win the hard points, or do you think this is a team that could get a 2-3-5 win if it goes the distance?
This is a team that could 3-0. They could have done it yesterday versus FaZe. They dominated them in control. And that wasn't even Mamba and Craze. That was Mac and Vivid, the vets now technically on this roster, having takeovers in series. And that's the scariest thing for me is all of our top teams are incredibly strong at control. We have a challengers team that slammed Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it like Omid outplayed FaZe in that series. I mean, like you look at, for somebody to clutch, it means somebody has to choke. And that's what happened to Omid. They choked. I mean, you think back to the hardpoint map number 1, Omit could have easily won that. And the 2 dominant maps in this series were the 2 maps that Omit won, right? So coming into this one, I think they're going to be extremely confident. And it is a familiar opponent. So I think they're the heavy favorite.
I want to know what we're playing on. Are we squaring up on the same maps and modes we played at Champs, or is this a new best of 5? We got Hacienda, Protocol, Skyline, and Dealership. I know we've got limited numbers on these teams so far, but what's your gut telling you in this matchup? Will we see P7 with a chance to force the series to go the distance?
Love it. If they did, they have to win this opening Hacienda. I'm looking at that Protocol S&D. That was map 5 yesterday versus Atlanta. That went all the way to round 11. You just heard Craze talking about it. They choked, right? And then I see the Protocol Control where they bodied Atlanta FaZe. And then the Skyline Hardpoint. That was within 50 points. So I love the middle 3 here if you're Omit.
I will say Omit did a terrible job on the Money Hill and Skyline. Every time we went to P4, they just were not able to hold it. So I think that's something that they need to focus on. But I do like that we're getting a couple repeat maps in this series. It shows that they talked about it, they watched that VOD over and over, and they're comfortable putting them back in the series today to see if they can dominate.
I know the fans are hoping for a few game 5s. We only saw one on day number 1 here on the Alpha stage. We'll see if we get one right here. Omit, though, has had quite the season. They've had a number of rosters, and we asked the guys, what was it like making your way out to Riyadh? Let's take a look at the path to EWC.
We have challenger players going into this tournament. We have different ways of playing the game. I feel like pros have a certain way of playing the game, so we bring more of a different type of game style to all the pros that they haven't really seen all year because they've been playing each other. So we'll catch them by surprise. I feel like pro teams have a set system that they follow throughout the whole year, and challengers with players coming in and out of teams and roster changes, you always have that different type of game style that pros don't usually see. I think the key to our success is teamwork. If we can work together and out teamwork the other team or other pro teams that we play, then I think we have it, because we have all the skill, we have the talent. We just got to come together and play our game and show up. Hard work. No, there's no luck in this. It's hard work, preparation, and just talent. We prepared for this for the past 3 months, and we're ready.
If you've been hanging out in the green room, you are hearing nobody talk about anyone other than Omit. It's Study getting all excited for Craze. It's Nameless hyping up this squad. I know where you guys are going to go with the prediction, so I'm not even going to start that.
Fair enough.
But I do want to talk about expectations, because at the start of the day, we did our Aramco power rankings, and we said we knew our 4 teams that were in the playoffs already. The question was, who are the teams to join them as we crush 8 keys and we move 4 more squads into the playoffs? Talk to me about FaZe's position, and where would you put Omit in these 3 categories?
Yeah, the reason we have FaZe in the vulnerable spot is because we're expecting Omit to win this in dominant fashion and then rematch up against FaZe, right? So if they're able to get to that position and ultimately beat FaZe, then I put them as to one of my dark horses that can make a run.
100%. I completely agree with you. And I just thought it was funny as we were going through Top of Show today, all day, that we were all acting like P7 has already
Yeah, they had to have seen that, right, Allie?
You got to think maybe they're coming in with a little extra fire, because, they are in the best position to be a quote-unquote dark horse or underdog.
You're basically playing against your family. It's a former teammate now on the other side of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in store for some fantastic Black Ops 6, and we are so happy to have you joining us from around the world. This matchup is just 20 seconds away, and we are about to begin. I know where you're going with the predictions, so give me the map count. How does Omit win this, Ant?
I'm going to go with 3-0. I think they're going to stomp them, and I think Vivid's going to have an incredible series.
Allie?
I agree. 3-0 for sure.
Enough from the analysts. We're all sitting on the Omit side. Can P7 pull off the upset? It's time to find out.
We are up and running in Riyadh, and you've just witnessed the brutal nature of EWC. Losers don't leave quietly. They are literally crushed as the world watches on.
If, like me, you unapologetically, unashamedly love watching keys get shattered, then you're in luck, because plenty more will feel the weight of our key crusher before today is done. It is Call of Duty Black Ops 6 at the Esports World Cup.
Honestly, Ian, let's just keep rolling. Let's welcome the teams. I'm so excited for this one.
All right, they are underdogs, yes, but with veterans in the mix, they've got a shot. It's P7!
Their opponents, they gave last year's winners a run for their money. Back on stage, full of fire, it's Omit.
It's a battle for survival between two teams desperate to maintain a spot in the mix. Let's get into game.
Oh, we're running it right back, ladies and gentlemen. Under a different banner these days, but P7 taking on Omit, brothers in arms, now turned foes here in the deserts of Riyadh. What an exciting matchup we have. Miles and Stud to take you through this one, and Jay, I'm going to touch upon this a few times throughout the day. You've obviously got a strong connection to a few of the players on Omit, but what are you thinking of the tournament so far for them?
Oh, the tournament is obviously going great for them. I was expecting them to obviously go up against a squad like Atlanta FaZe and not really look fully prepared for it, but it was just a one-round difference where they had a 3-round advantage and let 4 rounds slip away from them. They haven't lost a respawn in the last 2 challengers events. When you're not losing respawns, it makes it very difficult for you to ever be beaten. But there's a difference between the amateurs and the pros, and we saw a slight bit of that yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit, and that's about as much as it takes to cause a huge difference. Well, there we go, folks. Almost ready to get into this one. Omit, have they bounced back after what was a very tough loss to FaZe? A nail-biter. A moment they'd be sitting thinking, wow, we could be playing on Saturday. We could have our feet up now, enjoying ourselves on the boulevard, but instead we are here in the arena having to bring our A game against former teammates, former brothers in arms. And the last time they met, it was a clean sweep, Jay. Omit walked the floor with now P7. Surely he doesn't have it the same way.
Oh, yeah, it's been like that for quite some time now. You end up the Challengers Elite Stage 3 with both squads going up against each other. You don't beat them in a single map. You meet them again at DreamHack, you don't beat them. You meet them at Challengers Champs, you don't beat them again and don't take a map versus them. So this is just a very tough matchup for P7. You got players who have obviously been in and out the league. They've had multiple opportunities to continue to shine. But it's just something about this Omit lineup and the AR presence that they have on that side. It seems to be too much to handle for Prolo and Brack. They need to be on point here today.
Well, this could be it. This could be the day for them to get that lick back. We love seeing it here in the Call of Duty world. We love an underdog story. And P7 right now, by all accounts, punditry aside, they do seem to be that. We'll see if today is the day where everything changes for them. Omit, though, coming into this one, the clear favourites. A lot of pressure on their shoulders. They might have got a couple of big wins there in the semi-professional world, but now the biggest of big leagues. And here at EWC, what might feel like a regular day in the office could become one of the tougher challenges they have yet. Here we go, folks, into map number 1. P7, take it on, Omit.
Here we go. On board here with Craze. The shining light for them. Yesterday versus FaZe, he dropped double 40 bombs in both of the HPs. And Vivid was the guy that went to Twitter, said that I was struggling in the respawn. That cannot happen today. So already into the P1, P7, soaking up a lot of time. Mamba's able to find a double. The trades better for Omit. You can soak up the hill with 30 seconds still remaining.
We're looking towards P2 as well. That's the way things go on Hacienda. The center of the map is going to be your first hard point. The second one will be where number 6 is right now on that mini-map. Very, very dangerous position. 3 ways in. 4 technically, including the water. And with all of those members of P7 finding kills now across the map, they go, but right into Mac. And Mac, hungry for the challenge on the second man, not going to have it. Next up, perfect timing on a Prologue. That is unbelievable. Now the next man in the hill. There's simply no way. Surrounded. Here come the reinforcements, though. Omit trying to break the hill.
That's a big double there from Mac to give his team another chance, potentially on an early break, but Standy's able to take care of Craze. Now P7 have to hold from the front side. Tight setup. You have a little bit of lobby control as well. Everyone from Omit committing through driveway. Who's going to get the opening kill? Prologue and Brack. The AR's already shining at the P2.
Look at that stacked up close though on the inside of the point. P7 now trying to buy some space. But wait, Mama finding one through the side door. Up to Brack, the next gun at the ready. Yuli tries to plug the hole, finds at least one with a team kill, and an awkward moment indeed. Over to Brack, finds two with a pistol. Last man gets the break, but the reinforcements are here for all P7. And what a second hard point, Jay, they've had already.
Yeah, this is a perfect start if you are P7 to gain some early momentum into this series. You punch them in the mouth off the rotation, even when you don't have the preferred side, and you hold it down from the front. Eventually flip them out. You're going to have a 40 to 50 point lead going over towards P3. Omen are not going to commit anyone to try to chow that again, but Craze is going to fall. So now he's going to spawn at O, but thankfully you got a Reese Vivid, a veteran, able to pop 3, and now you're stable at P3 now.
Over the fences, and we've got Mac on time. Vivid finding himself 4 now in a row. Doesn't find any of these kills near the objective though, so not a huge amount of points accrued. I'm going to be looking towards that Hellstorm anytime soon, but looking towards the hard point. Here come P7, Yuli, the first man there to make contact on the contest. Covering fire is there. Mac takes care of his teammate. Can he keep the play alive for a second longer? Enough to get his boys involved. So now this hard point wide open, unless Mamba says something about it, and he's already on time. Another to his name, nearly. Waiting for the reinforcements, and here come Omit.
Those are good nades right there from Yuli. A roller to pop a double initially to slow them down. Good one to find an opening onto Mamba, but the trade's better from Omit. 3 dead in the feed, make it all 4. This final 15 seconds is going to be theirs, and now Craze is in a position to cut them off the rotation.
Great stuff, though, again, out of P7. We've talked about the rivalry, the history they've got as a squad. Currently, they're sitting with the lead. Beautiful shot, set a Mamba, not enough for the second. Over the rock hard point we go, and Craze biding his time, waiting for his teammates, doing this alone. What a high IQ play this could be. He pops in. Damage, not enough for the kills. Here come the nades over the top. Beautiful work. And what a bit of help there from Omit. The break is nearly complete. Standy last man down. That's their hard point.
Standy walked right by Craze, so the fact that you don't spot him, he makes an impactful play with the nade to find an opening. But now there's only one player left. Mac is instantly going to fall. You're not in the position to now play the trades. The advantage is in favor of P7, and Brack again lines up a double to hold down the time.
What a break. 30 seconds to go here on Rock Hardpoint, and P7 are walking away with this opening set of hardpoints here on Hacienda. Prologue back to time. Trophy's working away there. We're going to see a last-minute contest. Opportunity for the break here. Brack on the outside, down and out. Final 14 now. Actually, still anyone's. Standy is keeping this hard point very much in the danger zone. And there we go. Omit with some solid scrap.
And the crazy thing is, you're probably feeling, watching the game from the beginning to right now, that P7 are in dominant form. Like, they've already done a great job at P2. They start off with a good chunk of time at P4 as well. You're winning majority of both the hills, but it's still only a 12-point game. Omit are keeping themselves in it. But now on the second set, it's a trade back and forth from Mackenzie. Melts is able to line up a double. You're going to turn it into a one-on-one. We want to maintain the map control before we hop in the hard point. And now, Omen are in.
And Mac at that 13 and 9, he's woken up today with murder on his mind. Vivid on time. Prologue unable to get anything going here. Not going to soften up the defenders there on the top side of the map. Like, oh, Craze somehow catching out Yuli there. There's the trades. Can Brack step up to the plate? Indeed, finds 2. The third man down low. Perfect coverage here as Omit somehow keep that P1 time flowing as long as they could.
Yeah, but all the map control in favor of P7. You just don't want to die in this scenario. Craze pops a double, but it's still P7 soaking up the time, and they have the smalls that they want for P2. Final 10 seconds here. Mac again wins a miraculous gunfight there versus Standy, but it's going to be P7 set up properly again at the P2. Waiting for that first push.
Yeah, Mac is having a wonderful morning, really. 17 and 10, 3 spree currently. But back over we go to P2 with P7 already in the driver's seat of the Lambo. They've got themselves a little bit of work now to do against the next wave of kills, but not a problem. 3 dead. Last man Craze from the inside of lobby now. Is Prologue going to be there for it? No, that is it. Step by step. Can we get closer? Brack and Yuli, the ARs now of P7, singing pretty as this hard point is still theirs.
Yeah, the ARs are hitting diff right now in the situation where Yuli's picking one up off the ground to assist his teammates as well. But this P2 has treated them Fantastic so far on this map, number 1. Final 25 seconds. Brack is consistently lining up in the kill feed. He still knows that there's pressure front to front. Can he pop all 4 to hold down this time? He knows that Craze knows that he's going to be overwhelmed, but doesn't need the ego, Chow. On 5 in a row. Another dominant P2 gives you a hefty lead going into P3.
Great movement there by Brack. He doesn't leave the hard point. He's trying to get every single second possible to secure the Hellstorm. There it is, in the back pocket. He might call it in right now. Go for it, mate. You've got a wide open hard point over by fences. Omit, this is going to be a problem.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a problem, but the position that he's calling it in from, all the way at Spiral, you're only going to allow your teammates to still be in the 3v3 scenario. I would have loved for him to save that cruise missile going over towards P4, because P3 tends to be scrappy, going back and forth between both squads, because now Vivid on the pinch is able to pop a double. At least your team is still soaking up the time, but this should be an instant break here for Omen.
Oh, that is magic. 2 for Craze, 2 from Vivid. Instant break. Now looking towards the spawners. A split, though. Prolute will be on the right flank in a moment. Max going to deal with that. Good job done. Now eyes to the left flank. Craze on time. Catches himself 1. The snap not really there, as Omit have managed to survive the Hellstorm. And they've survived a couple of waves. What a fence's hard point this was.
Yeah, but now Omit have an opportunity to make up for it here. Mamba's in a big, crucial position. At least find an opening. Gets the first onto Prolute, finessing around the rock, but cannot get the better of Yuli. The preferred weapon in hand for the SMG gets the job done, so P7 win the rotation. Again, towards another money hill. Omit need to stop the bleeding, need a break.
Yeah, Joe, we saw the last break. Very clean out of Omit, but again, P7 right back at it. No diamond hands here on Rock Hard Point. Mac on the dive. Can't get anything going. Here come the trades. So far, P7 up on top. The last 2 members of Omit stopping, pumping the brakes, waiting for the teammates, waiting for the reserves. You cannot break it without effective numbers unless Craze gets in and gets the damage. Prolute now tagged up. Brought over now again to Rock. No one on the break. P7 still holds.
They are locked in right now. Everything is coordinated. Everything is fluid. The way that they are playing the game with all the trades going down, 2-2 split, but Mac and Craze are able to walk away with those final 2. Soak up this final 20 seconds of time, but now going into our third set, Omit no. In the back of their mind, we need to guarantee Spiral side for P2.
This third set, 2:30 on the game clock. Not that it's going to come down to time. We haven't seen too many of those on Hacienda, but whew, gunfights all over the shop there from Sandy and Brack. A wide open P1 as it opens. Third hard point set. And what a game from P7 Esports so far. Brack having a fantastic map. Mamba. Can he find the second? Sure can. Trades there complete, though. Top side of the map still very, very dangerous right now for Omit. P7 get the time.
Omit have the spawns that they want going into the next hard point, but we don't want to give up a lot of time here at P1. Gotta make sure you're playing your trades. Mac pops another double, gives your team an advantage in the gunfights. That's already 3 dead. Everyone from P7 spawning over towards fences. So if you were looking for a momentum switch up, this is your moment you have to capitalize on.
Stronghold so far. Heads up movement from Craze. What an attack towards the bottom side of Secret. Gets himself 1 out of that. Mama now on the other side. This is a good looking P2, and finally Omit have got themselves in there. First and foremost, a bullet separating the gunfight there. As once again, P7, I spoke too soon, full control of P2 for the 3rd time in a row.
If they keep on getting all the money hills, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to win this game. So we need an early break. Can Craze make a miraculous play? No, he's instantly going to get shut on down. A 40-point difference. It's going to be basically 60 before Omit can commit themselves in towards the objective. Vivid is able to find a trade, but you got to slow it down. You're the only one here.
Yuli, great instinct to charge that play once they get the trade. Brilliant timing on Craze as well. So you've still got an opportunity here for Brack. Keeps the spree going. 28-17, now brought down. Standy fills the hole immediately. Second man, good to get into the point. And there we go, Prolute. Last line of defense right now. Should be picked up easy peasy for Omit. But he's going to make him fight for it. A swap now, Jay. 30 seconds to go on P2.
Yeah, that's a much-needed break right there for a moment. You obviously didn't want to give up 3 full 60s at the money hill, so this final 30 is going to keep you in the mix. A route here from Brack through the water. You're going to be caught off guard with it, but at least you got players there in a position to play the trades. But you line up for Prolute. He locates the double, trying to make it a triple, but Craze with the movement is able to take care of him, and P7 walk away with the final 5 seconds. And now it's a race for the rotation.
Oh, you have starved Omit so well there on that P2. Over defenses. No streaks in play this time round. Good old-fashioned gunfights. So far, Omit with the control, but Standy now. The timing on this attack is gorgeous. Whoa, but Mac from upstairs. Brack takes care of business now. Can we get another one there on time at 220 to 170? This is dire straits for Omit.
Oh, yeah, Omit need this time, but Brack is just making their lives a living hell. 31-19 with 2 minutes in the game. He is Mr. Do It All right now. It's a trade fest from Platt, but Prolu with the double. It's going to allow his team to walk right back into the HP. You can close it out here if no one is able to contest. And Omit, they have to start winning some fights.
230 and climbing. P7, they have just caught every single possible kill for the last few minutes. 15 seconds to go. You can win it here. You have to get in, but Prolu says no. 5 spree. Looking for the 6th over the top. Yuli's now in position for this, and no one gets close. P7. What an opening map.
That is a massive map there for P7. A squad who struggled desperately versus this Omit lineup, especially in the respawns, to come out the gates blazing with Bragg putting on an MVP performance. Mr. Do-It-All, almost double positive, 2 minutes in the hill. They just came out swinging. You're winning every single rotation. The gunfight's in your advantage, and that's just how easy the game is when you're playing the fundamental part correct.
I think the amount of times we're watching Omit run past, just get caught in corners, the trades they're losing, get hit by big nades, little things like that are just stinging so hard. P7. All that talk about this being a one-sided rivalry for the past few months, all of a sudden it starts to feel real different. Massive stuff there from P7. Brack leading from the front. Unbelievable stuff. We'll go to the search and destroy in a moment, but as far as these highlights go, Jay, I mean, getting creative. Water routes, really keeping everyone there from Omit on their toes. Not for a single moment did you feel like Omit could pull this one back. If we had a game flow, that was P7 in the lead from start to finish. Crazy stuff to start the day.
And if you're Omit, that one's going to stay, man, because you looked a little sloppy in that series. I mean, that map number 1, because everyone is going for individual routes. We're going one by one, getting picked off and never having a full team push. That's what they were able to get away with yesterday versus FaZe. But P7, when you play someone so many times, eventually you're going to make the proper adjustments. Got Major Maniac, a veteran of the scene, standing right behind them. And you also got Ricky Atura, the other coach who was the coach for Omit squad previously on the season. So he knows the opponents very well, and it showed in map number 1.
Yeah, Ricky's been a coach for a long time. Back to Florida Mutineers days, you name it, man. Ricky's been around.
Major Brack too.
With Brack as well. What a roster. That was a lot of fun. Tons and tons of experience on the stage. Major Maniac, it is never chalked. One of the sayings that has carried its way through the Call of Duty world for so long now. It's a calling card. It's been a blueprint. I think at some point you can spray it across your weapons.
It's going to be a fun battle between both SMGs on both sides.
We're looking across the highlights, even in game, it just felt like we were constantly getting assault rifle kills.
Yeah.
Constantly from the boys at P7. It was relentless. If you're unable to get your submachine gun players close to these hard points, you're not going to have impacts whatsoever. I mean, that is the timeless tale of COD. Your AR players have to buy you the space. The submachine gun players can really open up the map then, really take control. And it was impossible for Omit to get anything going. Almost ready, folks. As the tension's starting to get to me, I'm worried about how the search and destroy is going to go, because this is an elimination matchup. Will we go deep into this series? Will it be another clean 3? Have we seen one of those today? We'll find out. Prolu, of course, a long and very fun career he's had so far. Played for Optic Texas.
Yeah.
Back in Vanguard. Came in on a stint, turned some heads, had himself a good time. Vivid, another player with that long and storied history. The first time I saw him play was Cold War, I think. No, actually, maybe
before.
No,
it was
19.
before that.
Yeah.
It was Cold War. He went to Dallas Empire.
Yeah, yeah.
Got top 3 at the end of the year. So Vivid's been around for quite some time. Obviously, he wants to work his way back up to the big leagues. He probably feels like he never should have went down to the amateurs. And the rest of the world probably feels the same exact way. But it's a battle between everyone just trying to get their stock up going into next season. You know how crucial it is to get a good placement here at EWC. Players like Prolu, who's been working his way all season long for his opportunity to go back up. Crazy thing also is, in the final elite, Hercules gets picked up to Toronto, right? So that means someone had to fill in. Prolu filled in for Omit Brooklyn at the time, which was crazy along the lineup, and they won the entire thing. So this is going to be a good one, because you know exactly what their play style is.
It's just amazing. The DNA between all these players interwoven. A rich sort of tapestry of the teams on stage. They know each other so well. I got to have a really interesting conversation with Mac and Vivid actually about what this year meant to them, because it was a tough year serious grind. They both were, let go from their respective pro teams. So what was it like to bounce back? How did you pull yourself out of that? And they both said to me, it was about finding my playing style again, remembering who I was and what got me to that position. Because over the last year, both of them had stopped playing the way they wanted to play. They started to play around other players. They started to try to sort of pander to the play styles that they thought they needed to have to complement those around them. And it totally took away their identities. They finally found that back, getting themselves back into the swing of things for their respective teams. We saw Mac yesterday, man, absolutely running amok on FaZe. And Vivid, he has had some stellar moments this year. The one-eyed Raven battling through serious adversity, quite literally, with one eye. My God, that one eye was getting the job done.
And the young man on your screen right there with Yuli, this is a guy who only had one opportunity in the CDL back in the day on the London Royal Ravens. And that obviously did not go well.
Tough.
He has found himself consistently back-to-back years in challengers, trying to work his way back up. I remember in the beginning of the season, he was one of the top SMGs that we had in the game. The way that he values his life, the way that he approached the game. He was just one of those difference makers that was simply hard to beat when he was on point. Everyone's waiting for this map number 2 to go down. And realistically, with just a little bit of pause here, it can allow Omid to just reset. Look at each other and see, like, that map number 1 was not us. This is where we start to spawn in.
It's a difficult thing to do. I mean, you've gone from the high, just as a player perspective, like purely as an individual. You had a match yesterday against FaZe, the highest of highs, the crazy adrenaline rush. You lose that in a nail-biting, heartbreaking fashion. You end up having to go to sleep. You wake up. How does it go for you the next day? You'll find out soon. Well, folks, as you can tell, that technical check is still underway. So we're going to throw to a very quick commercial break, get things set up on stage, and move on into map number 2. When we come back, P7 taking on Omid Protocol, Search and Destroy.
I was never meant to stay. It was you that put me in. Promised me that we'd be okay. All of your lies I was believing. You were there most of the time, but that was never good enough for me. Had me going out of my mind. Had me going round like crazy. Running out of happiness way. Why is there always a shadow for you to let me go? You got me like crazy. Like you were always right and I was always wrong. Crazy.
Then you need to be able to adapt. That's one thing that Omid were not able to do yesterday versus FaZe. Once they were up 5-2, you heard Draza in the interview say, we weren't just getting gunfights. That's all it was. So we just started to run it down together and win those gunfights. And that was truly the difference maker. Got to be able to read what's going on, adapt on the pacing, and value your life in crucial moments. Fist bumps going out. You, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know exactly what that means. Map 2 is about to start.
Here we go, in the Protocol. Search and Destroy first to 6. Here in the Call of Duty world, we slow things right down. You respawn fans. You can enjoy what will be a very, very tense game of Search. Protocol J, a map that has a fair share of love and hate here in the Black Ops 6 world. We have one thing. You get the bang outs towards B, a little bit of love towards the A bomb site as well. Who knows? We're going to be seeing it all. Taking a deep plunge, and now we come out of the waters and into the fray. The Observers are killing it all week. Love you, boys. Here we go.
Omid on the attack. Yesterday versus FaZe, they opened up with a very aggressive round, but already on the opposite side, P7 are matching that intensity. They battle for the mid-map control. Yuli already in a great position to potentially find the first.
Gets himself all over top mid, so there's an opportunity here, but no need. Prolute's going to get first blood. Wait for the call. Breach and clear. Oh my word. P7 with a perfect, and I mean perfect round.
The homework, studying on the roster who just played this map yesterday, worked perfectly in the opening round. Just able to blind counter them on the mid-map aggression. You already approached towards mid-gun. You had some P1 control with the ARs watching over you. And that was an easy 4 up, 4 down, clean round for P7.
It's one of those like gameplay trailer moments. Black Ops 6 coming to stores near you. And they get all those kills so perfect. I was like, okay, boys. Well, swap sides now. P7 on attack. So the defensive round up top was fantastic. 2 nades to the right. Can hit grass, maybe a bit of top mid action now. You got showing of force upstairs though from Omit. And now we descend with the bomb. Standy, he's going to be the carrier. Planting on A, Yuli with the coverage.
Already first blood, it is going to be Cray. So the man disadvantage, you got to find a way into the bunker. You're looking for the opening kill, but Standy's able to locate Vivid 4v2.
And the last round was perfect. This one, oh, there is a slight shade on this otherwise glorious moment. Mamba 1v3 now. This will be for the ace. And he's still on track. 20 seconds. Got to make something unbelievable happen now. And he brought the fight. He did not have the time. P7, 2-0.
It's looking really clean right now for P7. They're understanding what's going to get thrown at them. You go for the default offensive strategy. Someone drop down bottom sip, throw your shoulders. See if they're going to be aggressive through bottom bunker. But with nothing connecting out of the stuns and nades, AR still sitting in top grandma's window. You read the pressure through the middle of the map. You catch Craze for the first blood. Instantly plant the bomb in towards A with the man-up advantage. It's another clean round there for P7, 2-0 early.
A very, very articulate nice from Standy there. Indeed it was, mate. Prolute sitting at 4-0. He'll have himself an RCXD to play with. Coming up on halfway towards his Hellstorm. As we ride the walls, we get down the stairs one way or another. So all this is going to do is, just pass that intel. No one's down there. An opportunity now to go back over towards that B bomb site. Prolute going deep.
Objective is already going to get down. Got in the read. The play is going to be over towards B. So 4v4 retake with 40 seconds. Mamba finds the first. Brack instantly gets the trade. 3v3 time ticket.
Mamba blesses himself with another one. The third not going to be there. Crazy's all over it. And this looks like Omit back on the board. Prolute now. Can he keep the spree alive? He cannot. Omit. Fantastic resolve. Get the bomb down and get those kills very quickly indeed.
Yeah, and realistically, that round could have went way different if Prolute actually executed his RC play the way that he wanted to. When you call it in from the top steps on that angle, you instantly are going to spawn that RC on the bottom side of the steps. But wasting too much time to just get down the spiral gains the information a little bit too late. It's already pressure on the B site. By the time he wraps back, the post plant setup there for a moment, too strong to get on the board.
Vivid and Mac yet to get themselves involved in the kills department here in this search and destroy, but here we go into the 4th round. Opportunity to do just that, but the timing on this one's going to be absolutely outstanding. But wait, Mamba, the guardian angel right now for Omit, keeps his boys alive. He might be still in a fight over on the other side of the map, but wonderful stuff. P7, they're going to walk away with a couple of wounds, but they're still going to have the bomb, and they're still maneuvering now over top mid.
Yeah, Mamba not in that position, leads to another first blood in favor of P7, but like you said, the guardian angel keeping his squad alive. Prolute able to equalize, make it a 3v3. The bomb is in bottom blue, so you're ready for the pressure for Mac. Lines up a double 1v3 for Brack.
That's a huge individual moment there from Mac. Wicked stuff. And Brack now finding himself in the nearly impossible. Mamba, oh Mamba, deep on his belly. He's going to come around this corner and run into some serious trouble. And that is the round. Magnificent execution there from Omit. Suffocating opening play, and Mamba, that round was his.
Oh yeah, he took over there. He's keeping his SMGs alive, finding the first blood again. Back-to-back rounds there for Mamba. Then back the closer on the round. Catches Standy, and then second kill onto Prolute, even better. Omit starting to adapt early on, slowing down their game, not risking their lives, not taking risky routes. All tied up at 2 now.
And it's nice to see. It's not flashy. It's very, very simple stuff. I'm watching the left. You got mid, cool. I'm on right. Mamba finds his kill out by Zip. What does he do? Go straight across to Heli, try to anticipate the next play. It's nothing too flashy. It's very clean. And Brack's first blood, ideal. Standy, oh, what a blessing this is. Eyes on at least the first. Now passing the intel over towards his teammates. There's the flank. Prolute now in a fight for his life. You find that kill, maybe force him into Standy now. Oh, he's been read and dealt with. Oh, no. Could have taken care of business when he could. And Mamba, mission impossible. Prolute can't finish him off.
He's able to get out of dodge. So still a 3v3. If you're standing, you're thinking, I should have gotten that kill onto Vivid. A bit of 4v2. We have a heavy chance of securing the round, but now the bomb's going to be planted in towards A. 3v3 for the retake. You got your trophy system down. Everyone watching the proper entrance.
You got all bases covered. Here we go, though. P7. Line this one up. Get the nades close. Trophies intercept. Prolute finds his first. Mamba now down. What a retake this is. Vivid's going to get to the fight late, but the bomb is already going to be defused now. Surely. Wicked work out of P7. Love it when a plan comes together. They're going to feed Yuli, still on the streaks there. Hopefully get himself an RCXD to play with as well. That's the lead chain.
Hey, man, that trophy system did not help at all. You threw it on the right side of the computers. The nade went on the left. So you're able to get the hit marker. I thought when Standy didn't shoot at Vivid, it was going to cost you, but thankfully the trophy was able to save you. You're able to get the connection, have him weak.
That was
instantly get that trade and just dominate the bomb site.
That was Mamba's Houdini moment, somehow able to stay alive there, and it did let you get the bomb down, but man, didn't amount to much. 6-2 for Prolute so far. Could have been 7 if you picked up that other kill, and it's going to be a headbutt towards A. We're inside. Craze finds 2. Mac gets his as well, and now Brack alone versus Vivid and Mamba.
1v2. Has a lot of time to work with. Both weapons for the occasion as well. We're playing a little bit of gun game here. Trying to locate where they are. A minute to go.
And he's going to slowly but surely get himself in towards the A-bomb site. Omit will know this immediately. Well, they're going to get told in a second, but you've cleared out B. There's still tons of time. Good luck, Brack. This is going to be something. A strong guess. Knows they're going to be coming from the B-bomb. They're going to take the spiral stairs together. And here we go. Mamba's out. Damage dealt. One more man to deal with. Brack. Huge damage. And a nervy moment. But Mamba will be able to get away with the fight and try again.
Time is ticking. 20 seconds to go. Mamba eventually needs to get back into the play. Brack is finessing.
He's finessing the front door. But Mamba, number 5, gets it. And a cool nod of the head in a high pressure moment like that. Finds his 7th kill and the defuse to equalize.
That's just one of those gunfights. AR versus SMG. The SMG has the advantage. But Mamba is just a different kind of breeded player. Doesn't matter what weapon he has for the occasion, the movement and the snap. Good enough to secure the round and pull the momentum back on their side. Tie game.
Unreal. A cool nod. Well composed, icy moment. Brack nearly taking care of the 1v2. I mean, what a great round of search. Well, 3-3, we go again. And Mamba, a slight misstep there, has to run back for the bomb. We're going to be seeing a lot of love towards top mid, and Mac, Omni movement, gets himself a dive over towards the site. Here we go.
No need to waste any time here. You have full bunk control. Instantly get the bomb down. And if you're the island player in Vivid, you cannot afford to get caught there. Man advantage, P7.
Man advantage, bomb planted. Trophies are up. They're going to be more useful this time. RC, perfectly dealt with, but so many nades. Not a trophy to be found. Craze, huge damage over to Mamba. Left flank finds another. Damage has been dealt, and he somehow, oh my goodness. What an explosive round. P7 take the lead.
Mamba's trying to do everything he can to provide some momentum on the side of Omid. Almost pulls off one of the most insane clutches we potentially have seen on the season. No trophy systems, again, not in the right place. Everything is just blowing up on Mac. He stood no chance there. But with 6 HP in the dream, the ego chow, Bragg just had a little bit more HP there. P7, the advantage again.
Oh, man. Oh, man. A sigh of relief. Into the round we go. And already, oh, it's 3 dead. Oh, my goodness. Omit. And they've managed to get themselves right into this. And Brack, the last man left alive under a hail of gunfire. He knows the trouble's coming to him. Is he going to sort of hold on here? Kevin McAllister his way through this one. He will not. Omit. Tied up 4-4.
Oh, man, it's just blind counters after blind counters. All right, we're going to slow the game down or at least try to attempt to go over towards B. And Omen are already waiting for you with pre-aims, and the SMG's getting aggressive through the middle of the map. Cray is able to line up a double there. Force Brack to be in a 1v4. Don't want to allow this guy time, potentially to get lost. Make something out of nothing. But quickly, a tie game again.
This is... What a game of protocol this one is. What a banger. A delight. On the attack again, we go for Omit. Mamba the bomb carrier. The 3-1 split once again. Are we going to run into trouble here? Yeah, we sure are. Craze strikes first. The second not going to be there, but Mac is there for the immediate trade. Watching out for the flank. That's Vivid. Takes care of business, and this is starting to smell like map point.
Brack 1v3. Bomb still not being planted. Going to roller to keep him at bay.
Buy some time. This is going to hurt. Damage dealt. The shoulders are fantastic, and the actual health pool right now is not ideal. Brack can't get away with it. Was expecting a little more aggression there from Mamba, but he doesn't win the fight. And there we go. You've been here before, Omit. And there's something in the air here in Riyadh. This through that tournament. Strictly, we are rocking and rolling here on Protocol. Both attacking rounds. Clean captures either side. The life count of that one a bit more, a bit more dicey. But Mac is having a wonderful map so far in the kills department. Everyone there on P7, it's a much more well-rounded attempt. And the only thing we're really missing here is, again, I think like 3 separate occasions where Standy, he's out there alone, and he's really able to get into teamwork. This was the moment, finally, Standy reconnects with the boys. They work together so well here. Prolo over the top. Standy with a final kill. Hi, Brad. What's up, Brad? What's up, Teach?
1-1, though.
Brilliant stuff.
Omid back on the attack. Had a beautiful break-off. That led to really early success, and that's usually all control comes down to. Mamba already finds the OE kill onto Standy. They have a player picking up the pinch kill as well. Mamba's just doing it all while this first segment potentially going to get locked.
Ooh, a little bit of love towards the B-zone as well there. Craze causing problems on this side of the map. Now going to double back, commit more resources towards A. What a win onto Yuli. That's unreal. Gets away with his life now as well. And this play is a stinger. Brack's position right now, that's gone. Another 3 dead.
E7 can't get anything going right now on defense. They've only found 1 kill on the round. A's about to be gone. You're already showing presence at B. Craze knows that he's playing for his timings. For these guys to commit for the rebake at this point. With his teammate falling, a little bit of repositioning, never hurt nobody, finds the kill onto Brack. A's already done and dusted, and you're still up by 8 lives.
I'll tell you what did hurt somebody, though. The Jackal of Craze, 4 spree right now, halfway through B, pushing spawn. Oh, no, I was going to say great awareness from Brack. Perfect timing. Still gets gunned. Second segment is going to be done.
Oh, it's over.
Mamba's got himself sprees as well, and we could be looking at streaks, folks. Mac gets involved to guarantee the capture as well. Omit take the lead.
Dude, these guys are playing the best offensive rounds I've ever seen. You're winning every break-off. They can't find trades. Your ARs are locking down the long-distance lanes, and even when they're only watching one lane, they realize, like, okay, nobody's going to be here. Let me just pick up the pinch real quick, and the timing is working to perfection. The teamwork on display here for Omit. Quickly. Up 2-1. Now just a couple adjustments on the defensive side because you could have been able to close this out 3-0.
I mean, oh man, that's just a perfect jump headshot. At that range with the Jackal is going to get you every time. Now, don't count your chickens before they've hatched. It's another attacking round, and now it's P7. Their opportunity to bounce back off the volley. Can they get something going here? Top mid love being shown as we're going to fly forward. Opening blood once again, going to Vivid. Praise now, keeping the spree going on a 6. Looking for the next. The nades are good, and he will be brought down. So no more sprees. They're done. Over to Mamba on his 6.
Trying to earn himself an early cruise missile. Finds kill number 7, and that's 3 dead. Mamba going to be the aggressor on the right side of the map, so that's going to force all of P7 to spawn over towards Heli. Just looking for his timing. Every kill's a crucial one, but he gets picked up, and that's 2 dead for P7. You can hop on the objective.
Once again on the objective. Oh, Yuli, wonderful shots at close range, getting the second trade as well. Being brought down, but Mac finds his, denies the A zone play, and once again P7 back to spawn.
These pushes keep on getting shut down. These trades are a lot better on the side of Omid. You started off with your Vivid. Craze gets the second. It's still a 2v2, but there's only 35 seconds to go.
Oh, Mamba, what a corner that was. Perfectly played, lying in wait as he springs into action. Mac now taking care of the spawners. No one gets out without a couple of shots or two. Final 30 seconds of the map, potentially. Can P7 get out of spawn?
It's going to be very difficult because all of Omen are just roaming in your base. They are influencing spawns a certain way. They are playing their timings to perfection. Final 20 seconds. You got to go to A.
Ray's going for it. This is for the jugular. This is for the map. Vivid once again in the top spot. Perfect timing on the play. 10 seconds remaining. The clock has been stopped, and it's nearly a 2-man capture. The nade is there. Standy quickly stops the play. You've got another man to deal with here, but Mac, 3 in the feed. Mamba joins them, and it's all magic from Omid. Closing it out. 2 attacking rounds and 1 defense is all they needed. You called it, Stud. Could be the map that changes the series. And Omid walking away with a dub gives them all the momentum they need for the Skyline.
That's just way too easy for Omid. Their hard veto in control is always going to be Hacienda. They're super comfortable on the other 2. They're managing to able to get through this one. Do not want to play this squad on this map with the way that they come out on their attacking rounds. They just make attacking look so much easier than defense. And that's very difficult to do on a map like Protocol, but they are showing why they are the top team in challenges.
Unreal. This was Mac's 3-piece towards the end. The most crucial 3. Keep those boys off the point. You had numbers, you had top mid. Absolutely transformative gameplay from Omid. That's a 3-1. And that's 2-1 in the series now. P7, this is your last chance to stay alive, to force the dealership. We go to map 4, we go to Skyline.
This was going to be a grade A bang out. You know, Omid obviously played this yesterday versus FaZe Clan. They could not secure any of the money hill of P4. And in the back of their minds, the same thing happened in map number 1. We don't get money hills, we're not going to stand a chance. So we got to keep the fundamentals in play, all the momentum on your side. Everyone is now firing on all cylinders. The veterans showed out there on the control, and you're feeling the pressure now if you're P7.
Yes, that's it. You're staring down the barrel of defeat. It's time to dig deep. Forget what has just happened. Just lock in one more time. Get to that search and destroy. Give yourself a fighting chance here in the series. You obviously don't want to find yourself down whatsoever, but this is now the road you have to take. Standy and Bragg, veterans in their own right. Major Maniac over their shoulder now, imparting, without a doubt, the most unbelievably positive and forward-thinking attitude you could get. What a great mind for the game. What a brilliantly composed player. It is never chalked. Word to the Major. There is no one I would rather have behind me in a moment like this than Major Maniac. I cannot control the laughter because it's so true.
The guy was down 0-4 in a grand finals. Won 5 maps in a row and developed the "it's never chalk" quote. That is what true definition is. A backs against the wall. You need to perform at the highest level. And if he's going to be able to install that into his players in front of him, they are always going to have belief that they can force at least a game 5.
You have to believe. You have to believe. You know what's really tough? I know there's a lot of Toronto Ultra fans in the crowd, and I know they could not believe
that happened.
That really happened. Yeah, guys, that actually happened. It was one of the most unbelievable things we've ever seen in COD history. Plenty more magic left in the tank, though, on both our teams as we descend on Skyline. The last time in this series. Are we going to a game 5, or does it all end here? Let's find out, Stud.
You need someone from P7 to just have a pop-off moment. Player I'm looking at is going to be Yuli. He loves run that SMG roll, pick up AR at times, but be the difference maker with the objective and the slaying. He needs to pop off here.
Stanley pops himself into the hill, going to get himself to the opening time as the
Fights are going all over the place, but at this point in time, P7, they're coming out on top. That is an ideal start for them. Again, when it comes to Skyline, you want to maintain control of this little jacuzzi as long as you possibly can, but you still want to be thinking about that left-hand side of the minimap. Good old second point, and wicked stuff again out of P7.
P2 coming out of Yuli. You've already been able to flip the spawns. You are soaking up every single second here at P1. Mamba and Craze trying to fight their way back on in. Have Mamba on the objective currently, but already the damage has been dealt. E7 just want to play keep away and maintain this side of the map.
It's really nice stuff, though. Again, P7, you're still holding. Hardpoint now on the mini-map, watching out for the push now through Kitchen. And that is exactly where Omit are coming from, flying forward. Standy, a lot of work to do here. Stuns are connecting. Nades are in position now to slow them down, but all it will do is slow them down. Up over the top. Going to get himself one more. There's the slide. Mac reads it perfectly. Onto the time we now go, and Mac and Mamba find their kills. This battle is not over yet.
Yeah, Prola's the only one here. He's just trying to finesse, stall time for his teammates to get back into the play. Gonna hit the zip. I love to not contest angle before committing on the gunfight, because now your teammates are here to assist. Yuli through the back door, needs to try to get something done. Doesn't have any ammo in the clip. Now Brack, last man standing. The push gets shut down. Omid still in control.
Lovely tech, not showing the contest, but not enough there on the trades. Mac now on the time, as Omid have managed to get the break relatively cleanly. They're holding on to an L. That's an awkward moment. Oh, up over the top, a bit of a team kill, but you'll take it as Vivid still maintains control of the hard point. An easy look towards, oh, the hop, and Brack finds it. Trades once again as Craze comes out on top.
Now a slight lead for Omid going in towards P3. You already have Mac in a position off the rotation. He's looking for a one-on-one gunfight. You're going to catch the player, push start towards Grill. Mac wins his one-on-one. Omid have an opportunity to chain these together.
Stays alive as well. Oh, what in the hip? What in the MW2 simp hipfire was that? Wow. 3 spree from Mac, 3 dead, hardpoint Omid.
Now for your P7, you obviously need to contest this, but you need to be crucial on your approach. You do not want to fall, allow them to take some space, because Vivid is locking down all of the middle of the map. The AR is being felt on 3 in a row. You are basically already 30 seconds into this P3, and you have yet to be contested. Now, if you're P7, a crucial decision. Do we contest this? And you do, and now the spawns flip.
That's a flip. Right-hand side of the map now, all Omit. They're in position, and by now P7 have realized that, yeah, that's a problem. Mac fighting forward, looking towards streaks as well. 5 spree. A lot of objective work being done. Sending it forward. Mac can't get any more out of the life. Craze on the trades. No streaks. But still 11-7 for Craze and full control.
And the adjustments already in for Omid. They could not get a P4 yesterday versus FaZe Clan. But this time they're winning the rotation. Initially are set up. Mac knows that there's going to be pressure on the bottom side of Closet. They're just going to send it right through the middle of the map. And this is not going to work because the ARs are watching over. You also got assistance as well from Craze just in case it gets a little bit scary. But it's just a trade fest on the bottom side of the bedroom.
Yep, Mac, just stay down. Just stay down. Stays alive for as long as he possibly can. And that is a lovely amount of time gained there from Omid. But breaks are on. Spawns are good. P7 with an opportunity to get this 30.
Yeah, beautifully played right there from P7 to win the initial gunfight on the top side, because that instantly spawns that player out. You still have the 4v3 advantage. So last man standing was Yuli. Almost pops 4 in a row there. But the break opportunity here for Mac is instantly going to get shut on down. P7 keeping themselves into this game. The final 15 is going to go their way. Now, if you're Omid, the adjustment needs to come on in. Not allow them a lot of time here at P1.
That's a lot of time. Great 30, great game there. P1 setup. Here we go into the second set. Not a whole lot separating our teams here. It's really the kills at this point in time. Proluke, the only man up in the positive for P7 in the KD department. Vivid eats a nade. Trophy now in play. Better late than never. Whoa, and Standy makes short work of him. Craze strike towards time, and lovely tags from him. Brought down again. Omid, slight overheat.
Yeah, Omid. A little bit of ego chows here and there, but your ARs are still filling the proper gaps. Mamba almost gets the better of Standy. Still in control of the hard point forward now. Not a single player from P7 is on the opposite side of the map. They are trying to get the break. They're using their attacks, everything they possibly can to shut down this young man who's playing in a row. Give me the ace, Vivid. You are a bad teammate. That's all 4 dead. Omid still in control.
That was the highlight play right there, Craze. I mean, we're holding down the left-hand side of the mini-map. We've got the P2 spawns. We're all good there. We've got a huge chunk of P1 time. But what have we done? No one has watched White Steps. And now, here come P7. They're on the inside. Vivid has got a little bit of work to do now. Up close and personal with his aims. Stanley gets on the inside, bringing his Jackal to the forefront. P2 open for business, and Omit have let him in.
Yeah, Vivid now just in a crucial position, just value his life. Look for an opening kill, create an opening for your squad over towards the kitchen side. That's now 5 in a row. Instantly going to get traded from Proloop. So P7, even though it feels like they're getting dominated, they are still keeping this game very scrappy. Only down 20.
Oh, 20 plays now through the back, through the front. Breaks good. Omit are in. 35 to go on this one. Can they hold on to the entirety of it? Love the way that Omit play these hard points. As soon as they get that control, they push forward. They buy that space. You're not getting to that hard point without a fight. Nobody in it for the time being, but Mac still winning those fights. Standing on the zip. Good break.
Whoa. Standy's making a big-time play. Can he locate this last player? He does not, so still the close spawns in for Omit. Final 15 is going to be theirs, and this is when you need to make the adjustments at the P3 because you were only able to get 15 seconds last go around. It was Mackenzie Meltz who starts it off the rotation. Again in the same position, almost lines up a double, but is instantly going to be traded, and it's a battle for the fight.
Kitchen's in, Brack going for it. Coverage is great as well. He get himself an assault pack. Unfortunately, not what he was looking for there. That's it happens to the best of us. Mama now trying to stay alive. Trades are fantastic. A foot race now on for the open hardpoint.
Back and forth. Someone's got to make sure we take care of that assault pack when you get a chance.
It's gone.
3 dead in the feed. Omit again in a position to run up the score line here. E7 cannot afford to give up this time. Yuli looked like he was trying to take a trip outside of the map. Mac is able to get the better of him. Final 25 seconds. You lose these gunfights, you're going to flip on out. But Prolu is able to line up 3. P7 hold on.
That is huge trophy play now. Final 15 seconds, but it's not just about getting the hardpoint time. It's about maintaining the map. Right-hand side is where we are going next, folks. Back over to the bedroom. And a couple of members now of Omit have made their way inside. Brack trying to hold the line, trying to keep them at bay. Looking over the top side of hedges, and here comes Mac. Brack finds it. Next man up, Vivid. Gets it as well. Hard point still P7s.
Yeah, but here comes Craze from the top side. Oh. In that position is going to spawn them all the way across the map. So it's only Standy in towards the hard point. He's going to get flooded by the rookies. The break is early there for Omit with a good chunk of time left.
So this is that front line and push forward. Mac is going to be the tip of the spear. Not going to let P7 get close whatsoever. This is going to be a big difference maker in the scoreline. Pushing it further forward. P7 now, counterattack through the bedroom. Prolu on the flank, Stanley gets his. Man on the outside still going. The trade, oh! Mac with the dive, over to Brack, down and out. What a hold.
What a hold, what a play right there from Mac. Having pop-off moments these last 2 maps. You're gonna be able to breach that 200-point mark. P7 now need to play some flawless Call of Duty. You need to keep them away from P1 and maintain the money hill at P2.
Mac is harvesting P7 right now from hardpoint. 5 spree. Looking for the 6 as well. Unbelievable stuff. Mac will secure the Hellstorm with 1 more kill. And here come P7. Desperation now starting to sink in.
Stuns and nades need to connect. We need to find an opening kill. You know the ARs are playing cover fire. Mamba on the top side is only able to get 1. Yuli's going to fly in on the objective and find a double. So the break had a crucial moment here for P7. Now we just got to stay down and soak up as much as we possibly can.
Soak it up. Stay calm. Omit have put themselves in such a good position, but this map is not over yet. P7 set up now for the next hard point as well. And this is a fantastic hold. The bedroom is popping wide open, contest complete, and that is it. Omit are in.
And this is a good 15 seconds to take because now Mama taking positionings away, taking so much space, wins a gunfight. Those 2 players are going to spawn all the way across the map. If Omit win this rotation, it's a GG.
Brack down. Mamba making moves. The mentality is good. Another kill. Can't get any more out of that life, but Vivid is now close enough to make something happen. Has to hold on, let his boys get into the play. Parallel spawns now as the foot race for reinforcements is on. Get to the hard point, send it, go, Vivid!
Now it's only on Yuli. He's going to now fall as well. Everyone from P7 all the way across the map. You got 1 more opportunity to get back in.
1 more push, 1 more fight to stay alive. Through the top door, Mamba holding them down, holding them back, finding the kills. 2 more players by stairs from down low. Should hit the zip. Vivid has it covered. 5 seconds for the win as Mamba drives the stake into the heart of P7. And that is that. No curses lifted today. Strictly business for Omit. And commiserations to P7.
could read the lips of Mamba right there in that player cam. You cannot beat me. That is 3 in a row on the big stage. You thought that you stood a chance after taking the opening map, but Omit came alive, gained momentum, and deserved to destroy. Spawned in on their best control, took care of business, and made the adjustments today on the Skyline hardpoint. Well played there from Omit. They get their rematch versus FaZe Clan.
What a moment. End of the day, we will see them play. What a spectacular series and fantastic showings from both our teams. P7 absolutely outdoing themselves in that first hard point. The search and destroy came down to some unbelievable clutches. But you called it, Stud. It was the game of control. He who wins control in the series wins it all. What an unbelievable run. And one of the men who was incredibly important in bringing that dub, the king of clutch himself, Mamba, is on stage now with Ian.
Thank you very much, guys. I am indeed stood by with the king of clutch, Mamba. He got some fans out here as well. They love him on the main stage. Omit, make it through. You survived. P7 will drop out of the tournament here and now. How was that for you? It was a stellar performance. You've been looking good all tournament so far.
It's a great feeling, man. I mean, we beat them 3 events in a row, so we were confident coming in, and honestly, we're just ready for that FaZe rematch.
We'll get to that. I just want to talk about momentum, because there was a lot of talk about you guys being underdogs at the very beginning. I feel like the narrative might be starting to change. What do you think?
I think a lot of fans on paper think we're going to lose most matches, but when we're on stage, we're as confident as the other team, and we know we can beat any team in this tournament.
You, in particular, look incredibly confident. I've seen you mouthing some words right down the barrel of the camera. Are you having the time of your life up here?
Oh, I love it, man. I love it, man. I love competing. It's just straight passion, and I mean, man, I'm ready to compete.
You got another matchup coming up, but before we get there, one of the best parts about the Esports World Cup is the brutal nature of how we send our teams home. Would you like to crush P7's key right now?
Oh, of course, of course.
All right, let's do this. Mamba's about to crush his first key. As we make our way down here, being given the instructions, and Mamba's about to hit the switch as we say goodbye to P7. Just briefly, that might have been the loudest bang I've heard so far. Are you going to crush FaZe Clan's key as well?
Yes, sir. We're ready for that revenge. We're going to get our get back.
You pushed them to the absolute limit.